Friends, fans, and fine folk, grab your drinks and snacks and come on down to the campfire for this short rest with me and my friend, Dreader GM!
Wait, where am I?
Wait, you're not meant to be here? What are you?
I'm not meant to be here at all. Hey, what the
I thought the running joke was
fuck?
that I was never going to actually have you on short rest. How did you sneak your way in?
I did it. It was an elaborate plan. If I do say so myself, after many years of begging and pleading and just come on, Rob, come on, let me on.
It was many years of tricking me into you going away and working on yourself and deciding on what your business was going to be, and then coming back strong with a plan as to what to do. And you managed to trick me into thinking maybe they deserve to come on and chat with me.
I did it. It was one of my favorite memes because it was as the years went on, like I haven't been on yet. You know
the best meme is if I just said psych and then just ended the stream.
I'm not actually on the stream, so I can't see chat because I want to be well behaved and present for the conversation or whatever.
That would be even
so
funnier
there's a chance
if I just told you that it was streaming short rest and we're not live
on short rest right now. I cannot confirm if this is actually real.
It's just I'm just gonna trick you into it. And,
We're just having a
Discord
Discord
here
call.
and chat for ages, and
Yep.
we're not even recording, let alone online.
You know what? I am known for my ungullibleness.
Are you?
Yep.
You're known
People know
for
me for
how
not being gullible at all.
You are.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, interesting.
That's what I'm going with. I have a special skill.
A particular set of skills.
I have one. I can tell what cereal you're having, depending on the sound of what the bowl makes when you're pouring it in.
You discover that this was a skill you had this morning as I went downstairs to get cereal, and then from downstairs I pour a bowl, and I'm still wearing my headphones, and I just hear Dredd go, "Cornflakes! You're having cornflakes!" From here, so the microphone was going out the door and down the stairs and into the kitchen, and you could hear that it was cornflakes in a bowl. And then he started asking me about mathematical equations for pouring cornflakes.
I did.
Because that's the level of ADHD we're at today. Welcome in, Dredd. Welcome to Short Rest. It's good to have you here. Why don't you give a quick introduction to people who don't know who you are?
Hi, I'm Dredd. I used to have dreadlocks. People know me as Dreaded GM. I guess it's always been tricky for me to introduce who the fuck I am. I swear now. I'm just me. And I always have been and always will be. So I'm in a very different stage than I was before. But I guess you could say that I am a professional storyteller. I've done a lot of really cool things in the charity space, especially for the Starlight Foundation. And yeah, I don't know what to say. I always find this part
you should
especially
be better at
tricky.
doing this by now.
I know. I've only been doing it for 6 years, and you would think that when I came on short rest for the first time, I'd have it all on lockdown.
You might have thought like, maybe
Yeah.
I want to introduce who I am and what I do.
Honestly, I approach most things with just being me, and I think that's the thing that's always tricky, is because I just always want to be my genuine self. I fuck with TTRPGs. I fuck with community. I fuck with having fun, connecting with people, and I've gone and come back with a whole bunch of new, really cool things that I want to share with everyone. So I'm excited to be here today. I'm a professional me. That's how I see it most of the time. It's like, who are you? I'm professionally myself. That's who I am.
Professionally me, and I do Dungeons and Dragons related, or TTRPG related.
Yeah,
stuff.
TTRPG stuff. I'll say that TTRPGs are.
Oh, great! This is a good start. We've lost them.
Oh no!
You're back. Okay, TTRPGs are. That's what we got.
Yeah, well, I just think that for me and how I see them and how I approach them, they're probably one of the most important things in this shared existence that we have. I think they're so fucking important. They really are, because fundamentally, when it comes down to it, they are play, collaboration, storytelling, imagination. I feel like I've always had a mission in my mind to try and champion them the best I can and bring people together. So
if they're that fundamental, what do you reckon the first TTRPG was? What do you reckon they?
I mean, when were tables invented?
Yeah,
by
because you have a
definition,
tabletop. It's the moment
it
a
has to be
tabletop.
by a table. Yeah, I would say.
What do you reckon?
Such a
What do you
fucking.
reckon
I fuck with that
caveman
question so
version
much.
of TTRPGs
Yeah.
was? What were we doing?
Okay, I mean, yeah, if we go, it depends.
Were we
If we can't.
dice? What was it like? Wait, are we talking about bone
I think
dice
you're
and
right.
knuckle bones and stuff?
Yeah,
Or was it
I
like
think
before
stories. Honestly, I just think that storytelling, shared storytelling, is probably
like
one of the most
sitting around
important
a campfire, and then
Ugh.
we were just
Tell story.
look. And then we talk about like we went hunting for mammoths, and then are they chipping in? Is that like? Because it has to be like collaborative in order for it storytelling. I feel like for the G part of TTRPGs, you need it to be a game though, so it needs to have some kind of random chance that's outside of just collaborative storytelling.
I think it's the access. It's the access of like so many important things that fundamentally is super important for us, which is storytelling, play, collaborative community stuff, and it's just so good for people. And we can get into that.
I bet what it was. I bet it was like they're sitting around a campfire and they're telling stories. Some guy's like a mammoth or whatever, and he's like, "You couldn't kill a mammoth," and he's like, "Yeah, I could. Look,
I killed a mammoth."
and he goes, "All right, you do 5 push-ups and you can kill that mammoth," and then you do that. And then you prove you can do it, and then they're like, "All right, so you killed the mammoth. Okay, then what?" He's like, "Oh, and then I chopped off its tusks,
and then I kissed mammoth. I push up for seduce.
Push up for seduce. Yeah, and then it's like, oh, and then mammoth woman come out, and she like mammoth person, but like 2 leg, but she got big hair.
Why mammoth have big long thing? What is for? It's like, it's I don't know.
I think I kind of am now vibing the idea of doing like a short sketch series just about the world's first TTRPG, and it's just a couple of caveman characters playing TTRPGs.
You do TTRPGs through the ages. You do it through the ages.
You do like a caveman character, and then there's a sketch of like the Victorian era sketch of like the ancient Egyptians.
I'd call it rock and roll or something like that, because it's like we're on the rock and we're on a roll, kind of like 30 Rock from the Sun vibes.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So help me set up this short rest. If we're on a short rest, it implies that we are in the middle of a mission of some kind and we're needing a rest.
Fuck yeah.
What are we doing
right now in a fantasy world?
Yeah, in this short rest that you and I are having right now.
Are we in Ren, or are we in Arkanash, or like
wherever we want? Yeah, helping me.
Forgotten Realms. Okay. All right.
What's the mission that we're on?
I always see you as the paladin there. So you're I always see you as the paladin, sort of like knight in shining armor vibes.
Is that ever since I played my pacifist paladin and whooped Vecna's ass?
Yeah. Fucking. Don't you start it. I'm trying to be well behaved, even though I swear now. Fuck. Yeah.
You swear? You should have told us.
I do swear. I think it suits me. I think it really suits me. Okay, so short rest. I'm gonna take it as Arkanash. So we're in Arkanash, and we are in Lochar and Doreen underneath the 2 twin willow trees of Raquiller and Bellamore, and we are traveling to the human capital of Bray.
Okay.
And you are in fact your paladin.
Sure.
Who has the head of Vecna. If you remember correctly, as you walked out of there, you decapitated it and was like, I'm taking this bit.
I was like, we're not exactly sure how lichers work and whether he comes back or not, so we're taking this just in case it stops him.
And I'm gonna, since I have narrative control or narrative authority here, that's something that we learned from 10 Candles, which I hope comes up during our conversation, because that system fucking slaps, so that game slapped. I'm gonna say, as you're sitting at the fire, like it's crackling and the embers and cinders are flying off into the night. My character is going to walk in a goblin that is head to toe in what looks like seamless plate armor, and walking next to them is a very familiar looking kobold, and you're gonna have to self roleplay with yourself.
Okay.
Describe Krell as well as your paladin.
Are you lost friends? And we see a kobold who's he's small even for a kobold. He's got very very tiny stature to him. Looks like maybe he was the runt of the litter. Maybe he only just survived by his own ingenuity. Thankfully, imbued with an incredible sense of logic, rationality, and reasoning that allowed him to succeed with brains over bronze. And he has adapted for his own inabilities through technology, and he wears this huge backpack that weighs very little because of the materials it's made from, but can eject certain potions and devices that can help him overcome his physical inabilities. And he's just kind of like shirking a little bit behind this goblin.
Yeah, you see the goblin lean forward and say, "We're not really lost. Not when we're traveling through the aid of Ganelin. But we've been sent here to have a conversation with you and what you are currently carrying on you. You shouldn't just be carrying that on you." Points over to however you're storing your trophy, your grizzly trophy.
I think at this point it's just a straight up just the skull of it and just sitting on the ground next to me, because I'm not exactly sure. I think I would have put it in some, I can't remember how we put it at the end, but I think I put it in some sort of cloth and like wrapped it up, so it's just kind of there. And then I think the cloth is just on the ground and sort of fallen open. How I choose to hold my belongings is of my consequence, not of yours. And please join me for a drink, won't you? Let's discuss. And that's where we sit down for our short rest.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
That's pretty good setup for a short
that's
rest.
pretty good.
Why
pretty
did
great.
you choose to go with Scrappy and Krell, mate?
Well, I don't know. Have you confirmed who you're playing? Because I made my character last. You're confirmed? Okay, fuck yeah, let's do it. You want to say it now?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
What are we doing?
We're going to PAX in what?
PAX Australia.
4 days? Holy fuck.
Yeah, we fly in a few days.
Yeah. And on the day that we're flying in, we're going to be collabing with Roll for Dragons, and they asked us to create characters that were either a kobold or a goblin, because we are going to be babysitting a baby dragon, from what I understand.
Yeah, it's good.
And
the one shot that we're going to be collabing with Let's Roll for Dragons is called Draconic Daycare.
It's fucking such a good idea, honestly.
Yeah, basically the massive ancient red dragon has left us in charge of their baby, and we're all kobolds and goblins that work for the dragon, and we have to babysit.
So fucking good.
I
was first like, I'm gonna play Scrappy the Goblin. I'm gonna play Scrappy the Goblin. I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna play the tech goblin, and it's gonna be fun. And then in the back of my mind, I was just like, I really hope. My heart just wishes that possibly Krell.
And I was like, well, if you're going Scrappy the Goblin, should I revisit Okrella, the goblin, the kobold artificer that I played for a couple of your Starlight games? And they were like, yeah!
I was so fucking excited. I posted the gift from Drift. I was Drift compatible. You're my brain, dude. We're drifting, bro.
So we're gonna be seeing Scrappy and Krell playing as and Scrappy's an artificer too, right?
Yeah, it should have been Artificer. I'm not sure, because we played in 2020. That Starlight game was in 2020. Were Artificers out at that point? I don't know if they will. If
I was in it, Krell's always been an Artificer. So.
He was, yeah, you're right. Yep, you're right. So they were, because you were Alchemist, so they were out. Yeah, Have you like stopped?
The extra funny thing though is that you and I are both artificers, and Diana of the Rose is also going to be joining us for that game. And she put her. I went into the campaign to add my character in, and I saw that the character she'd made was also an artificer. I was like, oh, we're going to end up with an Uxal artificer game.
I fucking love it. Though.
We're all going to be like tiny little goblins and kobolds who are just tinkering with stuff to try and capture this like baby dragon that's flying away. No, come back with
more wires. You have the arc-like spanner because we need one, dude.
It's gonna be very. It's
gonna be so much.
So if you want to tune in for the Let's Roll for Dragons on Wednesday, or if you're watching this more than a week from now, it's already happened, and you can watch it on a VOD somewhere, I'm sure.
And it was amazing. And we definitely didn't die.
Such a great amount of fun.
So
that thing
funny.
that you did with the stuff and the dice.
Let's watch it in replay right now.
Let's watch it right now. Don't add more editing work for me now.
Holy fuck! How great was that? How about when this happened? Okay.
And then they had to edit that in, and you're giving me more work to do. Thank you, Dread. And why don't we start? Did you actually freeze at that point?
What?
You did. You genuinely froze at that point. I thought you were just holding real still. You genuinely just froze. That was amazing. That was great time.
We gotta need Scrappy to fix something. Something's happening. That's okay.
Dread.
It'll be all okay. Yeah.
I'd like to start, Sharis, talking about the name. So you touched briefly on the fact that you had dreadlocks back in the day when you started this channel.
Yeah.
And DGM used to be Dreaded GM for that reason.
Yeah.
Tell me what else was the reasoning behind the name?
It was specifically the amazing and most awesome pun in the entire world, which was to be known as Dreaded GM. I had long hair before I got the dreads. They were like, it was down below my breasts, my bosoms, if you will, my biddies. Yes.
Of measurement.
Of wordage? Yeah. So they would write down, and it was that I wanted to do professional game mastering because I discovered TTRPGs in this golden era that was just about to start. I'd played TTRPGs before. I'd played D&D before, but it was always hard to get into TTRPGs because you had to know someone to be able to play, and then they'd have to invite, and then they'd have to be good. But with 5th edition rolling out, it was like it was a bit fringe. Not everyone had like the day and age that we're in now, where there's TTRPGs everywhere. There's all these amazing systems and ways to play. It was way harder back in the day, but it was just at the end of the tabletop era where we had a lot of people playing board games, and everyone was transitioning into TTRPGs. So I don't know if you've ever watched the show Tabletop with Will Wheaton.
That's how I got
it. Yeah. So we were at the end of that board game golden era, and even now I would say that like people are still in and out of that, but it was about that era. The world was about to go into lockdown as well. So on the last few days of everyone being locked down, me and my ex had decided that we were going to put together a professional game mastering Twitch channel called Dreaded GM. And the pun was that I would have dreadlocks because it was either do something with the hair or cut it off.
The thing that is utterly baffling to me is that you came up with the pun Dreaded GM before you had dreadlocks, and then chose to get dreadlocks because it would work for the pun. The pun that wasn't a pun because you didn't have dreadlocks, and so it didn't work on 2 levels. But you were like, "I'll get dreadlocks, so then the pun works on 2 levels."
I will make it work. That's exactly. And I don't know if I told you this part of the story. Decided to get the dreadlocks. We got the channel, we got everything ready to go, and it was like, okay, we're gonna have dreadlocks. It's gonna be Dreaded GM. The world was going into lockdown, and on the day that my area was like everything, non-essential services shut off. The loctician that did my hair was like, "Yo, sir, I'm canceling all my appointments. How important are these dreadlocks for you to get?" And I was like, very important. There's this thing called Dreaded GM that I'm going to be doing. It's the whole brand. It's the whole reason we're doing that. So please, please, please don't cancel mine. Cancel someone else's. I need these dreadlocks. And so as the world is shutting down due to COVID, I was in a chair for 8 hours getting these dreadlocks so that I could come on and do these things that we were planning to do. And it's it's actually really fucking crazy, and I swear now, to look back at it all, because I think a lot of my career is exactly what you're saying, which was come up with it first, figure it out in the mix, see what happens, and then reiterate.
Because not to jump around too much into the future, because we'll talk more about this in the sort of towards the end of the chat when we talk more about future goals. But like you are currently working on Titty RPGs for raise money for breast cancer and such. That also strikes me as something that you came up with the name for it first, and then was like, "That's really funny. I should do something around that."
Yeah, yeah. It's that's very much my style. Very much
like,
what my
isn't
character
this
would
funny?
do.
Let's make something about it.
Let's do that. That's fucking great. Let's go.
So the dreads took 8 hours to get in. The first
8
day
hours. I was in the chair for 8 hours, and when I got them, they were very painful, very stiff. They weren't, because you saw the dreads later, where they were all flowing and flexible and nice and mature. When you first get them, they're like very tough rope. Yeah, you just got them on your head, and then since your hair follicles aren't used to it, they pull. And so when I first got them, they were incredibly painful.
That scalp pain that you get when you've been wearing a hat too long.
Yeah.
Like take it off and rub your head, and you're like, ow. The hair's all
Yeah.
going in the wrong directions and stuff.
Yeah.
That doesn't
Exactly
sound
right.
fun.
No. Because in
Had you always
in my
wanted
mind,
dreadlocks? Like, why did the dreadlock idea come from? Like, why did the initial idea of calling it Dread GM in the first place before? And then you were like, oh, and I could get dreadlocks.
let's go back even further to why I had long hair. So I had long hair because me and a very close friend of mine, we were. It was around the board game era. It was like 3 years before even getting the dreadlocks. I was like, I bet I can go longer without getting a haircut than you. And his name is Nick. He's like, no fucking way. I would beat you. And so me and Nick had a hair growing competition. I clearly won. Even after Nick had given up and got bored with the competition, about like here, like Nick was like maybe a year and a half. It's like,
this
fuck
is
it,
getting too much for me. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I definitely need a haircut before PAX, right? Because I'm at this level.
I kind of dig it. I kind of like.
Well, the last time I went,
I like the
I went
swoop.
for a haircut, I did something a little different. I was like, let's go as short as we normally do on the sides and the back, but let's try and keep some of the length on the top. Because normally I go all the way back to just above my eyebrows. So that when it's falling forwards, as it naturally.
I fuck with it. It's kind of like your Twilight haircut.
But this time, I was like, let's keep a little length in it to see if it looks better when it's longer. And
yeah, I like it.
It's like it's a nuisance. It gets in my face, especially when I'm walking around in the wind and it's all blowing around. Because the problem is, my hair's like naturally straight and it doesn't do anything. It just falls forwards, and so I can't do anything with it. It doesn't wave. It doesn't curve. It doesn't curl. And so like I can sweep
Have you tried
it back,
product? Have you tried product? You're not really a product
back.
person.
It just falls forward again.
Are you not
So
really
I have to
a
either
product
keep it back
person?
with like some headphones,
Yes,
or I have to put a shit ton of product into it to try.
or a hat, or a hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, my hair, surprisingly, now that I'm used to having short hair, is like this is way too long even for me. Yeah, so like I've gotten used to the short hair life now. So I'm saving my haircut for the day before we're going to PAX, and I'll have a fresh cut for the whole thing. Yeah,
on the Wednesday,
yeah. You know, last night I was getting ready for bed. I was like, fuck, should I have gotten my haircut so I could have been fresh for a short rest? Fuck it. No, I'm saving it. But yeah, there was
in person.
Right? There was a hair growing competition, and I clearly won. 3 years later, my hair was like down to here, and I just kept growing it to see how far I could take it. And then
So did you not have to do like maintenance cuts and stuff? Because my brother grew his hair out recently for donating to a charity. What do they call them? The Princess Trust, where they make wigs for little kids going through cancer treatment. And he grew it out, and it had to be like 13 inches or something before he could donate it. And
I feel bad.
It grew, and then it just slowed down and just barely was growing by the end.
I'm good at growing hair. It's as good as my special talent of knowing what cereal you're having.
I was just gonna say it's just as marketable. It's just as useful of a superhero skill.
It's like being able to hear the sound of what type of cereal you're having depending on the pitch of the tone of the bowl. But I'll say that I feel bad because there was at one point before I got the dreadlocks that I wanted to donate the hair to. because I'm good at growing hair. It was very beautiful hair, very thick and luscious hair, and it came to a point where the world was shutting down. It's all good. It's all good. It's a part of the ambiance. It's the
How quickly my
ambiance.
neighbors go, oh, streaming. We'll do gardening right now. Then we'll do some
To throw
drilling.
it back on you, it reminds me of your very early streams where you would have the washing machine back in the day.
I'd be in my
You'd
garage
be doing
and
Rob Reeds or something, and you'd be like,
the fucking housemates and flatmates would just like wander in and be like, putting on the laundry now. Yeah, great. Cheers, man.
putting on that laundry now. It's chill. It's part of the ambiance. Listen to my voice. Don't listen to the mower. I'll lean in. But yeah, essentially that's exactly what happened. I grew out my hair. I won the competition. So Nick, if you're watching this for any reason, I'll get dunked on. You know.
Was there any stakes to it? Did you bet money?
No, it was just play. I think that's something that I just try to do wherever I go, is just to find a way to cultivate a culture of play, like a community of play.
So with remembering people's names, like you
yeah, the name game.
Give yourself points for remembering people's names.
And that's again another way of play, and it takes a lot of like the shame out of not remembering someone's name. It makes it fun for them. Makes it fun for me. If to explain it more, I really fuck with neuroplasticity. So neuroplasticity is the understanding, and it's actually neuroscience, that our brains have the ability to change and adapt to whatever we do. If we develop a skill, our brain will grow it. And so one thing that I thought was going to be fun for myself and important for what I'm trying to do is name recollection. And so I still remember Ivan's name from last year around October when I went to see a live performance. That was the security guard. I know Carl, who is someone I met at PAX last year, who was a friend of Gaunt 101, Gaunt from our game of Peak that we played. And so like sometimes I can just remember them and summon them up. Sometimes I can't, but even if I don't get it, that's fine, because it's all part of the game. It's called the name game, and if I lose and I'm making a face at you, I'm like, what's your name? I get points if I remember. And I'm glad to be sitting here with what other R names are there?
Richard, Ryan,
Richard,
Robin,
Ryan, Robin. I should have went with Robin.
Ronald.
Rupert. I was gonna do a bit.
I've had all of these in my life.
Yeah, you.
Richard's the most common for me.
Richard's the most common.
Especially because I was at drama school from 2008 to 2010 with another white boy called Richard from England, and so Richard and Robert got mixed up a lot.
That's so good. Yeah, so I grew up my hair.
What other names are there? Says Renaud.
Other names are there. I'm being really good at not being in Twitch chat. I love being in Twitch chat, and I love being here, but I really want to be present with you for this conversation. You be in Twitch chat.
Did you feel, before you got the dreads then and came up with the dreaded GM idea, did you feel like you were a dreaded GM, a GM that people would dread?
That's the fun thing, because I don't think anyone, like, the whole idea was that I had this imposing figure. Like, you would look at me with these big dreads, this big stature, this big form, and
6'3",
yeah,
especially back then, you weren't big in terms of like a tank and muscle like you are now. You were big in terms of like you were overweight.
Yeah, I was big, and like the thing is that you would get to know me, and then there's nothing dreaded about me in that sense. But that's the fun of the whole thing, right? It's like, oh, the dreaded GM, but the fucking nicest, warmest, wholesome guy. And so like it was this really great culmination of different meanings and feelings and things, which was really fucking great. So the dreaded part wasn't implied, and you've played in some of my horror games. You know I can run with the best of them with horror. So it's not that I don't have that tool set, but for me, my tables and my approach to most things is finding a way to help people feel at ease, have fun, to open up and to connect. So it was a misnomer, if I'm using it correct there. It's a misnomer. It was like Dread GM, but it was also Dreaded GM, but also, oh shit, Dread GM. Like, fuck, like, it was just a lot of different qualities.
So what then changed recently when you decided to sort of rebrand as DGM?
Yeah, holy shit, what a chapter. Holy fuck. Okay, I guess like to go through it all. When it came to, there's a video that people can go watch called State of Dread, and it's called State of Dread 2025 because there are going to be other State of Dreads. But when I made this video, I wasn't sure. Uh, it was to get to the point where it was there. It felt like it may have been the end of my career as a professional game master. There's a lot of pressure when it comes to content creating and doing a lot of things and wanting to be there to help people. There are a lot of things that happened up to that point as well in my personal life, as well as my career life, and things just weren't clicking into place. There have been a lot of successes. There had been ways, like the things that have worked really well and things that weren't really quite synced up, and I needed to go away so I could figure out exactly what those things were. And I remember having a conversation with you about it, which is like one of the pivotal points of that saga, that chapter. And you had essentially said to me, "Go away,
Fuck off,
fuck off, figure your
Sick
shit
of seeing
out."
you
It
around
sounds
this space,
well,
man.
yeah. You were like, you're not even dreaded anymore. Like, what the fuck? I'm not even scared of you. Like, you're not even making stuff.
Don't even dread you at all.
I to not get into all the details because I love talking about the details, but essentially I have this thing that I that's very, it's like one of my driving principles when it comes to anything that I do in life, and that is to mow my lawn.
And it's to mow your lawn at the most inopportune time for your neighbours. And to have just the biggest lawn and just keep going over and over and over again in the same spaces, even though you just did it a couple of days ago. Yeah, it's really great.
I kind of want to play Lawnmower Simulator with you now. I think that'd be really fucking funny.
I should
Okay.
one day just invite my neighbour around to join me for a game.
It'd be a top stream.
Stream with
yeah.
Short Rest. Well, you've been on Short Rest 100,000 times before because you're always featuring on every
He's
single one
always
of them.
here.
when you do
It's
your garden.
fucking amazing. Here's the thing, because like at the time slot was either going to be this time slot or later today, and I could have picked
They
later
would've-
today, but this
they
is
would
a
have changed.
they would have changed it.
Yeah, somebody in the chat said it before. I think they're following me on
Yeah.
Twitch just to get the notification of when I go
That's
live, so
so
that they
good.
know when they can mow their lawn.
They probably have their own stream and it's a lawn mowing stream, and you're watching them stream right now. They're like, oh god, they're just pissed that you haven't raided them before. Speaking of raids, we're coming back to me beating you. So. Okay. But here's what I was trying to say there. Even during the dreaded GM part, like the dreaded GM chapters and the DGM part now, and how we went from dreaded GM to DGM, there's always been something that I've followed that's been incredibly important, and that is something I call G-Force, which is like a way I remember how to have these values or principles in the things that I create and the things that I'm doing. I think I've spoken to you about this in private. I've told many people. I've spoken about it on my stream as well, and that is to keep your G's. And it's kind of evolving, but I'll get into the foundational sort of meaning of it. To keep your G's, to keep growing and to keep doing things and keep moving, you need G-Force. And G-Force for me has always been to be genuine, to be grateful, and to be generous. And if you have those things, you'll be moving, and you'll be moving in the right direction. And they're very abstract in that they can be used and applied to many things. So when it comes to generous, people might start to say, oh, generous of money, right? No, you can be generous of spirit. You can be generous of shared ideas and knowledge, generous of time. Grateful is pretty, you can be grateful to yourself. You can be grateful to others. You can be grateful for the thing that you're building. Genuine is probably the most important one, and the reason I'm bringing it up. To be genuine is to always be yourself, or at least be genuine to what you're building or what you want to do. And I think by the end of Dreaded GM, I had misaligned on genuine, and I didn't know what my genuine self or the thing that I was creating was anymore, because I was trying to be Dreaded GM, and I was trying to be Dreaded GM in everything that I was trying to do before. But because I had separated from my wife, I had lost a fuck ton of weight. I'd have already gone through a lot of self-growth when it came to spirituality, like knowledge and wisdom and my craft, that things just didn't feel right. I just needed to figure out what this genuine thing was. And so I had to fuck off. I had to take your advice, and I had to pretty much quit.
Well, from my side of things, you were just trying to hold on to so much at once. You were trying to go on this journey of growth and understanding and rediscovering who you were and what you were doing, while simultaneously being like, oh, but I really should be streaming more because of the audience, and I really should be, I want to be putting the VODs up on my YouTube and things. Yeah. And I was like, dude, let's be honest here.
Yeah.
You're not letting down 100 million people who are waiting on your every move. Like, you've not got an audience of, Critical Role size where you're like, you're expected to put out a thing. It's not like you've got a team of people who are relying on you for their income. You don't have people working for you that, like, you need to keep working, otherwise they're out of a job. Like, it's just you and you're making some shit. And the people who are the sort of people you want around in your vibe are the sort of people who are going to stick around for a year or more without any content from you, because as soon as you come back, they're going to be there and they're going to be like,
holy fuck,
oh shit, Red's coming back again, and they're new improved. And I said,
those people were there
you need
too.
To just go away,
fuck
just
off.
Like drop that shit and just fuck off from it, and just be like,
pretty
I
much.
don't need to be doing this. I need to be focused on who I am and working out who I am at the moment. And we're
because without even going into it, that was before all the stuff that there's a story I haven't told yet, and I'm waiting to tell it. That was before all that stuff that you know about and my wardens know about, which is the door thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
holy fuck! Not that
don't
one.
say that.
Not that one. We're not talking about that one yet.
No, we're talking about that one yet. No.
Still legal waters there.
It's you're exactly right. And. The people that stuck around during that time, I see them, I fuck with them so hard, because I just went away. I went away and I just continued to work out, continued to learn and read. I'd make my silly little lip sync videos that I would send you and I'd send Dale, and those little, like, for people that don't know, I make little lip sync videos and I send them to my friends. And they were just like pure creativity and just fun and shenanigans, and I just send them. And I did, through that time, realize that I wanted to continue to create. I still wanted to do the TTRPGs.
Pretty early in that, and then didn't tell anybody else. And I was like, when are you going to announce this? Because I'm sitting on this big fucking deal.
Yeah.
You don't have dreads anymore.
It's kind of great because I cut him off. I cut him in December, and I had kept it secret. And like, I wanted to wait till I could call you, and we couldn't arrange a call time. And so I just called you on midnight at New Year's Eve. I was like, because everyone else got to see it at Zach's New Year's party, and I was like, no way, you don't get to see it. So I called you up on New Year's. Which was really fucking great. And then we had some calls afterwards as well. I was running with the fucking mower. What are people saying? Are they saying
I was laughing about Tip Server just never announce it and gaslight everyone about never having had hair.
Yeah, no.
I never had dreads.
I never had dreads. What are you talking about? My favorite bit is like, I'll reach up to my hair and be like, where are they? I've lost them.
Because when you got them chopped off, you kept them, right? Oh, you kept one of them or something, right?
I've got all of them. I was like, do you want one?
And don't want one. That's the weird.
Yeah, that's everything. That's because I have a virtual version of you in my head. Like, I have a Rob in my head. I have profiles in my head of people that I'll have conversations with. I don't know if you have this or not.
Did the virtual one say exactly what I did? No, why
it's
would
exactly what you said. It's like,
gross.
fuck no.
Yeah.
No, that's fucking weird.
You know why you have such a right? Because I am also genuinely authentic, and I don't.
I feel like it's
who you are.
Exactly.
Who you see is who you get.
Well, I feel like if I ever need to role play you,
from my Twitch
I've got
once
you
for sending me human hair in the post as a joke, because I'd specifically asked for no.
I feel like I would be not banned if I gave you some of my hair.
If you sent me human hair after I told you don't send me human hair, I would ban you from the community.
You would. Okay. If you were to visit again and if I showed you them, would you? How would you react?
I'd check. Cool. I'm not grossed out by the concept of you having them. They're your hair,
they're over there
because it's important sentimentally or whatever.
It's actually crazy.
I don't want one. Fuck what I want.
I should have grabbed them. Yeah, I know. It's like, what are you gonna do with it? Like, wear it as a necklace? It's a totem.
I mean, I'd make a voodoo doll of you. Is what I'd do with it.
What would you do with the doll?
You'd find out.
You decide. Post in the comments.
it'd be a channel redeem. Things I can do with Dread's doll.
Oh my god.
Voodoo.
So wait, where were we up to? It was okay.
We're talking about you going away and
cut
coming
him
back
off.
as DGM.
Yeah. I cut off my dreads. It was the right move. It was very emotional. If you watch that State of Dread video, you can tell that I'm not sure about it. I'm very confused because, you know, I was all wrapped up in this career side of myself, this personal side of myself, but I've always been my genuine self wherever I am. Like I try not to modify myself too much because I feel like that would be exhausting. So like a lot of people usually describe meeting me as like, well, fuck, you're the same you are on stream as you are in person.
Yeah.
It's because that's by design. Like I find it tiring not to be my genuine self. So I didn't know who that was anymore. And that's why I had to cut it off. I was like, who the fuck am I? I don't fucking know. But this whole new arc, this whole new DGM part is about just being myself. And then if I want to have a mohawk, I'm going to have a mohawk. If I want to have dreadlocks again, but like shaved sides, I'm going to do that. You know, we've only got so much time at the table. I want to tell my fucking story, you know. I've got some really cool things planned as well. And I fuck with the new logo so much. It's so cool.
It's a really cool logo. Yeah.
Like instead of just like my face, you know, it's the logo. We can get into that later. I think we wrapped up that Ratched. That's a fucking cool character name.
So DGM, you're sort of saying now is obviously it's an homage to Dreaded GM, but you're also considering that it stands for something else now, something.
Let me.
Megalofauna. Is that
Megafauna. Hold up.
The Dice Goblin manufacturer.
Dice Goblin, yeah. Dice Goblin Mines.
Good,
sounds fucking safe.
Dem good monkeys.
Damn good mowers.
There's a damn good mowers.
It's a damn good mower. I'll finish up on that G-force metaphor. I've discovered that there is actually 2 more G's in there, which is fucking great. So genuine, grateful, generous, grow. You've got to grow. If you don't grow, then you're stuck. That's a super important one. So grow. That's what I learned with cutting my dreads off because I was stuck. Like I was all these things, but I needed
Sometimes
to go grow.
Cut the hair to allow it to grow.
You do, exactly right. You got to cut off your hair. Everyone, cut off your hair right now. Don't do that.
Everyone watching, cut off your hair. Like some sort of really low stakes Kool-Aid.
No. And the last G, which I think is super important, which is the chapter we're in now as well. So grow is guild.
Giraffe.
So everything that we're doing now is guild. You need a guild. You need to connect. You need to collaborate. I fuck with guild, and that guild also means to come together, and so guild was perfect. So 5. So I'm gonna stick with 5 because I rolled 5 natural 20s this year in a row on our hug jag. So I got 5 Gs. That's it. These are the ones. I'll lock them in. I think there's not many more.
Until you come across another G that you really fuck with.
My favorite number is 8, so I would absolutely lock it 8. But for now,
8's the magic number in my homebrew world. It's literally like the gods.
Yeah.
It's like got a divinity to it, which is why there's 8.
It's a good fucking number.
8 different schools of magic. 8 different schools.
I fuck with 8. 8's my favorite. 8's my magic number in Oakenash too.
Oh, nice.
We're drift compatible, bro.
Drift compatible, maybe. Yeah, I'm starting to come around.
It's come around in it. Okay, alright, cool.
A Jaeger.
I think we could. Yeah. So, and that's where we're on that chapter now. We're on the guild chapter now. So everything we're doing is that. Because with the dreaded GM thing, I found that what had happened was.
I mean, gaming. Could be another.
Gaming could be G, like play.
Yeah, play.
Gaming. Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me, Frodo. Fuck. Grapes is a good one too. The fuck.
Because you gotta have sustenance. You gotta make sure that you're getting sustenance and play and growing and being genuine.
Fuck.
So
No, don't tempt me, Frodo. Don't tempt me.
Do not take me for some
Don't tempt me, Frodo. Dragons. Fuck. Yeah. So That's the chapter we're on now. I swear now, which is that we're in the guild chapter. I went and learned a bunch of really cool.
People that you care
my gosh.
People that actually help you grow, help you with those
exactly. and with those D's too, like to be genuine with people, like the guild, to be grateful with the guild, to be generous with the guild. There's a lot of power in that. There's always been a lot of power in that, because through the dreaded GM,
to game with them, to grapes
fuck yeah,
with them,
to grapes with them, to eat grapes with them, and then we waddle away, you know, waddle to bring it all around. Yeah, it's so fucking important. Yeah, wait, where were we?
So let's jump all the way back to Baby Dread.
Baby Dread.
Have you always been a gamer? You always been a nerd? You always been involved in this sort of life? Or
before Dread GM?
Yeah, way back. We're talking
way back before
DM, like
before Dread. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. If we're talking about pre-dreaded GM, yeah, I've always been a gamer. I've always been one to look for entertaining, like the way to entertain people. So some of my earliest memories are learning little tricks and games I could do in the schoolyard. So beatboxing came from that. So I learned beatboxing because I saw it on Fresh Prince when I was younger. I was like, oh fuck, I want to beatbox. Look what I can do. And I was like, I do that, and then people were like, oh, that's cool. And then just continued it.
Yourself it? Did you watch videos?
Same with my no. Well, actually, eventually I did in high school. I wanted to learn more techniques, and then they had ways you could learn different things, and like I would teach myself that. Whistling, I've always had a song in my heart. Always I had a ditty that I would always reach for. I've always been very musical. Ditty RPGs, maybe not. Did he do it, or did he didn't do it?
Did he not?
I don't know. You post in the comments where we have no opinion of this, because we're talking about TTRPGs, but we've ADHD'd into something else. So
we'll
remember this joke. Ready? Bail. Bail. But always a gamer, always looking for play, always looking for fun.
My therapist did tell me one time that she was very impressed at how much I could tangent and talk about stuff, especially because it was contextual to what I was setting up and talking about. I always bring it right back around without needing to be prompted, to be like, it's like I put a pin in the thought that I was on, and I go, actually no, I'll give you this because I need to give you this first, and then I can come back to it. It's pretty good. It's a good time.
You understand why I'm pausing here? Do you remember?
Oh, fucker. yeah, because you asked me once.
I asked you one time.
How long do you reckon you can go on a tangent before remembering that you come back to a particular topic and coming back to it?
And we're at the restaurant.
And we were at a restaurant with Dingo Doodles and Quincy from Quincy Tavern and a few others. And we were just having this conversation about something else. And then I was like, oh, indefinitely. And they were like, what, you don't think there's any length of time, but you'd have forgotten what you were originally talking about? I was like, no. If I've made a point of remembering it, I remember it. And he's like, okay, and you were skeptical. And then, like, for the next, how long did it end up going?
Months, if not a year. And I was like Charlie from Always Sunny with the chalkboard and the wire. I'm like, I went through the timestamps. This is where we were. This is what we should have been talking about.
So every so often I would just inject into conversation. I'd be like, oh, it's been 17 hours, by the way. Oh, it's been 3 days and 2 hours, by the way. Oh, it's been 6 weeks, 2 days and an hour, by the way. And then they'd be like, since what? What are you doing? And I was like, I'm not telling you. You got to work it out. And I would just keep this running this running length of time, because at the time you asked, I looked at my watch and took note of like when I'd responded with, I can go indefinitely. And eventually, after several months, you'd managed to work
I had to give up.
You had to work back and go. It was something we talked. You're obviously referencing something we talked about at the restaurant, and you couldn't remember what we talked about.
I couldn't remember what I
told you. I was like, you asked me how long I could reference back to something that I previously talked about, and I'm counting the time since I told you I could do it indefinitely.
I had several good guesses as well. They just weren't it, and it's like and like you would egg me. I was like, oh, so you want to give up? Do you? You want to give up?
You want to give up? You giving up?
You giving up?
Just tell me.
Is that what's happening right now?
Say the words. Like when you give up when you give up whenever I raid into you, and I always beat you in the raid fights. By the way.
Oh, I want to talk about that so bad. Yeah, I want to talk about that. Well, yeah.
So we were talking about you
always been into games. Always look for play. You know, I've had some very dark times in my life, and it's always been laughter, and it's always been play that's gotten me through those things. And so finding a way to share that with others has always been super important, especially since I just know how good it is for people. almost as good as mowing your lawn. During the stream.
And you were the oldest, right? You were the old. You've got younger.
I'm
brother?
the oldest. Yeah, I've got two younger brothers. One is Wayward. His name's Brendan. The other one is Daniel, who's popped up here and there, and he's funny.
Meet him on stream the other day.
We did.
You popped him into the seat to say hello to people.
Yeah, he's done that before as well. And you've even been there both times, so it feels like we need a fated meeting between the two of you. Because if I can make you laugh, Daniel's gonna make you piss yourself. I swear to God.
And then I'd be better friends with him, and I ditch you for him.
I'd be okay with that. You guys would be cute together. You guys would be very cute together.
So it's interesting though, that because the reason I say it is like I've found a trend, obviously not an infallible theory, but I found a trend that it tends to be the younger if not the youngest in the family that tends to get into the more creative, like fun storytelling and stuff. Like when we played Dragonlance, for instance, and we were all playing siblings in Rackham's game, and it was you, me, Ellen, Graham, AJ Winters, and Zach Speaks Giant. And we were playing siblings, and we decided to make you the youngest because you were the only one out of the 5 of us that wasn't the youngest in your family.
Yep.
And so you didn't know what it was like, and so we're like, we're going to make you the youngest.
Weird.
The youngest.
It was
of the
so
family.
weird. It was so weird. Daniel's always been more preppy, more sort of like put together. Like, you know, he's always been more like, oh, I got good grades and I'm doing the right thing and all this. And I've always been like, fuck that. I'm beatboxing and whistling over here. Beatboxing. We should get into the beat thing eventually.
We should. I was going to say we should probably.
He is very creative.
Does he have a similar mind to you? Does he have like the same mind for storytelling and stuff?
Not so much. Oh yeah, he does. He just doesn't explore it as much as I would hope for him to do. So I'm kind of like the weird walker or the black sheep, if you will. So weird walker, black sheep are the ones that usually walk off and find things and do things that aren't necessarily the right way of doing things, because as the understanding of it goes, or in stories goes, they bring it back for that sort of like the family, that lineage. You know, you go over and you discover things, you bring them back. Daniel's not really that. I've got that role, you know. So I don't know if it always has to be the youngest that does that or the middle child that does that, but usually in any sort of family, there is that person that does things that are different, because it helps that sort of lineage evolve and just accept new things, you know. So I guess that I'm that for us, because I don't do the stuff that Daniel does, which is like have a.
What sort of gaming were you? What sort of nerddom were you into before TTRPGs? Then were you a video gamer, a board gamer, a dice gamer? What did you invent
so
card
video games for sure. Card games, very into Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon. TTRPGs was pretty early on. High school was where I discovered TTRPGs.
And
second edition.
Second edition D&D?
Yeah, they were playing second. Fucking, my character lasted. My first character was hilarious. So my first character, they were rolling up characters on it during lunchtime. This is freshman high school. This is first year high school. They were rolling. I walked because I'd already had an established geekdom into TCGs, so Magic the Gathering, and Yu-Gi-Oh. You'd have these cards that would have like art on them, and they would have like flavor texts, and like there's this whole like, oh, I'm a wizard and I'm summoning spells to like attack this other wizard, and it's really fucking cool. And even prior to that, I was big into fantasy, because some of my fundamental games for my creativity and my storytelling was Blizzard games, so like Diablo 2, Warcraft 3. I really fucked with the Elder Scroll games as well. Massive for me and my fantasy and my development for stuff like that. So my video games were probably my earlier sort of stuff before TCGs, and then into TTRPGs, kind of loosely, very young, hard to find a game. And then board games, and then back around to TTRPGs when we're like that golden era. But back to the story about me rolling up my character. I already had all these notions of fantasy being dope, because from video games, I knew I had that yearning for wanting to do it, because I remember sitting down at the computer one time. It's like, oh, okay, let's try this. I started typing up a story about an elf village being attacked, and I was like, okay, so like we're in this tree area, and suddenly an arrow flies and hits a nearby door frame and goes twing, 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 twing. It's like, oh, this is actually happening. And then ADHD brain's like, oh, shiny thing, and I walked away from it and didn't revisit.
So many different unfinished projects. Yeah.
Right. But I knew it existed, and I fucked with it. I just didn't have the outlet. If someone had taken that very young me that wanted to tell a story that was inspired from video games and brought it into TTRPGs, it would have been so many cool things I would have learned and done, which is fine because I'm still here. I want to bring that to others, though, and we can put a pin in that to talk about it later.
It's one of the best things that is like the people that reach out and say, "Oh, I'm getting into this because of you." Like I'm telling stories with my friends because of you. I was inspired to pick up TTRPGs again because of you, or I was inspired to pick them up for the first time. I never thought I'd be into this. Now I am because of you and your stories.
Are you kindred? Like, with that feeling? One of us, join us. Like, do you think that TTRPGs are incredibly important for people? Are you there with me on that one?
I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't, really. Yeah. It took a while for me to get to the point of recognizing their importance, I think, for what it is, because I've always talked about, and I think I've got in my mind that it's like it originally maybe came from like some sort of Japanese philosophy, but I might be mistaken. I was gonna say something that is normally reserved for off-stream Robin Red.
Is it
but it was I think it might be a Japanese philosophy. It's basically like a Venn diagram of 4 things.
Yeah, Ikigai, right?
Whether you are good at something, whether you enjoy it, whether you can earn money doing it, and whether the world needs it. Yeah. And the ideal is to find yourself in the middle of that. Like, there are plenty of people who go their whole lives doing a job that is important to the world, and they're good at it, and they earn money doing it, but they don't enjoy it. Yeah. And so they do it for money, but they do other hobbies and things to keep themselves safe. But if you're lucky as I am, you find a niche where you can be in all of those. And for a while, when I was starting out doing Viva stuff and like early days Twitch streaming, I was like, oh, I'm really good at this. I really enjoy it, and I can, it turns out, earn money from it. But I'm not sure that it's that important for the world. Maybe I should be doing something that's more impactful, more useful. But hearing from people in person and through messages, who tell us basically that they wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my work. Because it's managed to get them through some really hard times, or it's given them levity in moments of depression and whatever else. Like it's important to get other views about the world through being able to explore them in safer spaces like adventures and TTRPGs and stuff. And that helped me over time grow to have an understanding of like how important storytelling actually really is for the world. It is one of the oldest professions. It's one of the oldest pastimes. It's one of the things that we've always done as people, and it's ultimately what sets us apart from any other animal, because other animals can communicate, but they can't converse. They can't pass on stories. They can't teach their next generation things so that they can start again from their jumping off point. Most other animals are born and start from scratch, learning things every time. And there are some incredibly intelligent creatures out there, some sentient to the point of sapient creatures in the world that we share with them, but they don't pass on through stories how to continue learning from there. And I think that's one of the things that sets humans apart, and it's really important that we continue to do that.
It's incredibly important. For us, it's one of our most fundamental things that we need to understand, that importance. It's on top of that, like, even the informational, like, passing on, the storytelling, like, we are all stories, telling stories, consuming stories. The other thing that's super important is play. This is so important because what you're doing as a creator, like telling your stories, is you're helping people feel oxytocin. And that oxytocin helps relieve cortisol. And that stuff I've learned by feeling connected, by feeling awe, which is another experience that happens for us, it helps us heal. It's healing for us. And so storytelling, mowing your lawn, oxytocin.
I was sort of counting down how long it would be before we got another mowing the lawn reference.
It's all this good shit is really good for us. Play is super important. Community is vital. And going into the era that we're going into, what we're doing with TTRPGs, they are going to be so fucking important. Deeper, like they are going to be so important. So like
I have like some I have some hope for the future of our industry at the very least, is that like as much as AI is getting inundated in every single aspect of life, and it's infecting our career as well. Like you see AI art being made all the time, you see AI stories being told, like Dungeon Masters being replaced with AI. I don't think that it'll ever, even as good as it gets, it'll never replace the need to keep telling stories, because it is a fundamental human thing. And so regardless of how good AI gets, people will always want to make art. People will always want to tell stories. People will always want to do the things that AI can also do.
I know we haven't gotten into it yet, but that's what DGM is all about. So like one thing I had to decide on is I want to lean into the bit,
but you also don't want to get misconstrued and cancelled.
Well, like it's one of those things that like it's one of the driving sort of fundamental things that will happen going forward. Like DGM is all about connection and human art, and so I had to decide that there's going to be no AI art. I don't even use AI much, if not at all, at the moment, because like one of the things that drives AI and its use is you're going to get left behind. You're not going to have as much stuff. We're all going to get fucking left behind. Maybe being left behind is the important thing. Maybe we need a place where people can have be like, okay, I lost my job, or there's AI art happening and it does it way better than me. Who fucking cares? That's a computer. I swear now. We're gonna sit down and we're gonna tell stories, because when we sit down at the table, we create fucking worlds.
Yeah.
We tell stories where it doesn't matter if there's AI here. Yes, I mean, not to be naive, like obviously there's a system set up where, we've got our art mixed up with our corporate stuff, and that's like, that's how you eat, bro. Yeah, it's like, but at the same time, I really do believe in the power of play and stories.
You were sort of against this sort of capitalist sort of this society, this game, and I was like, but it's the game you're playing, and you can keep arguing against it, but you've got to understand that you will ultimately have to pay money for food.
I have to.
And you need to be able to earn the money, so you need to play the game.
I'm learning it all. If anyone knows me, that I really fucking hate capitalism, but it's the system that we can't not play in, and I have to go learn it.
I saw something the other day that was like, you're allowed to participate in a system that you hate because it's necessary for your survival. Like you can complain about capitalism while being subjected to capitalism without you being a hypocrite. It's like that's the world that we live in, and we're trying to change it from within, because we can't be without. We can't be outside of it.
The thing that really grinds my gears about the whole fucking thing, there's some G's, grinds my gears.
There's
is the story is like
grapes grinding gears.
I believe in the power of story so much that it has become almost a faith for me, right? Like for me, it's like I see the power of story and what it can do. It answers a lot of questions for me spiritually, and I respect it. And the thing with capitalism is that it's a system that uses stories to perpetuate itself, and almost a lot of stories become its sort of story, and so like money becomes the main story theme of a lot of things that I fucking love. And that's the thing that really gets me, is that like once you understand the sheer power of story and how important it is and how fundamental it is for us all, when you see that there are these stories that we fucking love, we resonate with them, they inspire us, and we love them so much that we spend all the money on them, and then it's like, well, fuck, like, is that the point? Because like there's a lot of things where there's a book that there's an author I fuck with, and the book series is Start With Why, and it goes into a lot of these companies that we all know, like Apple, and fucking think of a company, Google. They all have like think different, like be different, which is like Apple. Or Google is like to their why is to answer the world's questions and to be information and all that sort of stuff. A lot of the whys for a lot of companies or a lot of businesses become money. Yeah. How do we get more money? Are you giving us money? It's like that's their why, that's their story. And DGM and other like sort of companies or things that I want to resonate with, their why isn't going to be just money. But you're right. I have to be
a part of it, because otherwise you can't sustain yourself.
You can't.
Creating this for people.
Exactly right.
You just the idea is that you want to hopefully get to a point where you can recognize when enough money is enough money.
Yep.
And that's the problem that a lot of people don't do, is that there's always something more. It's easy to expand to your means, and so you go, oh well, now I'm just getting by. My luxuries have gone up, and my whatever has gone up, and my expenses and my overheads have gone up, and so now I'm still getting by. So I just need a little more money, and then you get a little more money, but it expands to fill it, and so you're always chasing that more and more and more.
Yeah.
And hopefully you get your ideal hope is to get to a point where you're like, oh, I'm making enough money. I don't need to be now focused on the why, the money side of the why. That can drop off, and the why can still remain with.
It's exactly right. Do you know who Team Cherry is?
Oh, the ones that just created the most amazing, most fast-selling game of all time, or something, and broke Nintendo and everything in like a day, because they were selling an amazing game that everybody wanted for only like $20.
They could, exactly right, and that was because, and it was so put so beautifully by one of our wardens, who was a community at the time, has just like fucking smashed it. Which was play over profit. It was they knew what they were making. It was art and play over profit, and to have enough. And we've seen it time and time again. There's a big sort of trend or shift in paradigms within the gaming community and gaming industry, which I fucking love. Lorian with BG3. They could have milked it more if they wanted to. Team Cherry could have charged more for Silksong if they wanted to as well. But their why isn't profit. Their why is fucking sick games that help people play and awesome worlds. And of course, like you have to learn how to have enough. The problem with me, and that's my character development sort of arc, which is like I'm now learning those things for DGM, because DGM will need revenue so we can do things and put things on. And so a lot of the shifts with DGM has been like, well, if we're a guild, we have guild coffers, and we can use the coffers to do cool things. So like one thing for me is like, oh, I don't want to do the whole money thing. I also feel like I don't want to be taking from people. Like a lot of what we're doing now with DGM is like, okay, revenue's coming in. I kind of used a metaphor the other day. It's kind of like working out, right? We're doing things and we're growing, but we need to eat protein, which is the money, so we can put on muscle, so we can grow and we can be stronger. And that sort of metaphor helped me a lot. It's going to take a guild for the things that I want to do. I've got some really cool plans for the future, but we're going to have
it's about transparency as well, isn't it? It's about transparency of being like, you're giving us this money, and you can see the money you're giving me is going to this stuff that I'm doing for the community. And you can say like, oh, I'd love to do this project, we just don't have it in the guild coffers at the moment. But if you guys have expendable cash to put into the guild's coffers, then we can do this cool thing. And if not,
exactly
that's
right.
Fine.
Yeah, and that's where we're heading. Like for one thing that the guild spent on was these very cool eyes. For a chair
to turn your chair into a mimic.
Because like I'll get up sometimes to go do something, because we have a new segment called Guild Quests where we co-work together and we're building stuff and doing stuff together, and it came, I was like, we should get Google Eyes for the chair when I walk away, and then everyone's like, fuck yeah, let's do it. Yeah, we've got Jeremy. That's fucking exactly right.
Tell me more about your guild quests. We sort of move into the section where we're talking about present day things that you're working on.
Yeah.
Tell me about all of the DGM stuff.
So the DGM stuff going forward, it's all focused on community and all growing. I want to get back to TTRPGs, and we will be doing an event soon, Halloween Scream Stream. I need to get all that scheduled, but 1% a day. Talk about that later. But right now, it's about how we can make this community as strong as possible so we can keep doing things together and then growing. I want to build infrastructure for like TTRPG play with community. And what I'm learning is that there's that's something I want to do. And then the guild itself, they also want to do that. And so it's all about building that up so we have that infrastructure to do it. Segments that we do now, we have Guild Quests, which is our co-working stream, which I did on a whim just to see how it would feel. And it ended up being dope as fuck. I was like, this is fucking sick. I'm getting stuff done. Everyone else is getting stuff done. And it's really good for everyone.
Tell me about it. People won't know what it is. Tell me what's Guild Quests.
So Guild Quests are okay. So the first thing you need to know is there's dogs barking. I don't know if you guys can hear them.
It's the moment that my neighbour stopped. Yeah, the moment that my mower stopped at my house.
The puppies have started
we need
barking.
something on our end now.
We need to add something else. It's kind of it's okay. They'll calm down soon. What it is so we should start. We've just recently done a Starlight Foundation stream. We do it every year. We've done it for 6 years running. You've been there for all of them but one, because one of them was just like a solo gaming stream, which was like last year's when I was still in that transitional period of like figuring out what the fuck.
And that kind of sums up a lot about who you are as a person, I think, in that one small interaction, is that even in the time that you were taking time away from everything else and like working on yourself, you were like, no, Starlight every year at this time is really important, because it's more important than me and what I'm working on to raise money for sick kids and their families.
Last year's Starlight was like, the charity stuff's always hard for me to talk about because it's good for good's sake, right? And we have done a lot of good fucking things over the years. And it's not even just Starlight. If anyone wants to see that, it is on our link tree. We've put the Tilt Pie profile there, so you can go check out what we've got there. But last year's Starlight was probably the Starlight I was the dimmest. I couldn't do much, and I had to be honest. I had to open up and like, hey, I can't do much, but I'm here. I said I wanted to be here every year. I'm going to be here every year, and we raised
over 1,000.
1,000, yeah, 1,000, yeah.
Which is not that's a lot of money. You raised over $1,000 for sick kids on your dimmest of the years.
I'm not saying it's not much, but it's just like it was last year. Was for me, it was just like I can't give any more because I don't have any more, but I'm going to be here. But I showed up, and I'm glad I did. And then...
So you've done Starlight Charity Foundations over the last few years. I've been there for a few of them. I'm playing characters and things. The ones that we started with at the top of this, we're talking about Krella, the Cobalt Artificer that'll be playing at Let's Roll for Dragons.
Oh, I'm so excited.
That was that was the first Starlight, or the second?
That was the first. That was 2020.
That was the first.
You and I just sort of like
Dreadnought,
started...
Or was Dreadnought the second year?
That was the second year. So Phaetoon was the second year. First year was it was
the Astral Sphinx, I think, in the first year.
Astral Sphinx with Ganelin, and you guys also that was first year, and that was with Captain Robert and Vegemite Dangerous.
Right. Yeah.
And it was in that tower, and then the Nightwalkers. So it was like a prequel. It was like a prequel.
Yeah.
My pacing was, I was really into No Rush D&D back then.
That was always my biggest feedback to you, because I've always been very open and honest with you about like why I got attracted. And somebody asked in the questions earlier. If you have questions for us, by the way, use your channel point redemption so they don't get lost. I answer all the questions at the end.
Yeah.
But I did see one of them go back that was like, how did you guys meet? And it was just happenstance me reading into you. But one of the reasons I stuck around, I was like, this guy's amazing at description, really good at storytelling, really good vibe, really good wholesome community kind of thing.
Yeah.
But one of the feedback I constantly gave you was your pacing is fucking whack, man. It's all over the place. Like you've got this like idea of like, I'm gonna do a 3-hour one shot where it's beginning, middle, end, and we barely get to the end of Act 1.
Yeah.
Because you're so invested in just allowing us the space to just role play, which is great, except for when you're working to a time limit.
It was one of those early career things, because that works. No Rush D&D works when you have the time to float out to 6, and it's not an event or a production or a show. I do remember you fucking with No Rush before you had sat down at the table to play with us, because you would watch some of our Ostador games and you're like, fuck yeah, like they're doing really great with like role play and descriptions, but like one shots and pacing is super important.
And it was great.
Yeah, I needed to have that growth point. I need to understand that like there's time and places for No Rush, and to also understand that like it's just as good to have like No Rush as well as like have it rushed as well. So yeah, eventually I learned that.
So we did. So it ended up being like a story that was a little unfinished. So we came back the next year for Starlight.
Next year,
and I revisited the same character. Really good stories. You should definitely go and check it out.
They're worth it.
And they're available on the VODs on your YouTube.
They are available, and I kind of want to do a watch party, even if it's watch privately and playback speed.
Because I need to work out. I need to remember what Krell's voice was and who the personality was and stuff. I'm going to be playing them again on Wednesday.
I've got it in my head. You want to? You know what? Try it now. See if you match up with it, and then
I mean, it's usually this is usually so. If I'm playing someone small and kind of timid and meek, I usually go for a voice something like this a little bit. But I might have chosen a different accent.
Kind of close. It's kind of close.
It's
less what I call cupthroat.
Less. I call that less in the throat.
No, less cup. I call it cupthroat. It's like when you do this is cupthroat. I call it cupthroat.
It's
more like it's you. You're my.
Was Krell a little bit more like this? Was he more nasal perhaps? I don't know. I'll go more.
Yeah, a little bit more vocal fry, and it's like mid throat. It's like here.
Krell was down here. Was it a little bit more? I don't know.
It's okay. It's okay. We'll go back and check it later to see how close you were.
We did Starlight those two. You continued Starlight the next year and the next year and the next year and the next year.
Yeah.
Raising tens of thousands of dollars over the years. For Starlight.
I'm gonna do something that I usually don't do for character growth. I'm gonna brag a little bit. I'm gonna flex here a little bit. In the 6 years. I fucking love flexing. I do love flexing.
We're gonna do
it's just like when it comes to the charity stuff, we're doing pack litter check for sure. I'm so keen. I can't show it off because I'm wearing a pullover.
Look at that side lighting. That's not bad for me, is it? Look at that. Sorry if you're listening on podcast, you don't get to see the guns.
You're looking fucking strong, bro.
Thank you.
To flex over the 6 years that we have raised for Starlight, we are the number 6th. Coming up on 5th spot of all-time raisers for Starlight Foundation. We've raised tens of thousands for sick kids and teens in dark times where their families are scared for them. They're scared. They don't know what the fuck's going on. And Starlight Foundation comes in and brings a whole bunch of light, love, and play and laughter in those dark times. It's incredibly important work. I think it's super important because, especially since it aligns with what I believe is so important for the world, which is play. Being a healing thing, and that touches everyone's families, and then those stories go out into the world and they will do things because like there's a lot of things that need help in this world, but I think that as like entities of stories, a lot of our stories, everyone's story starts in childhood, and so to have your story in dark times early on, and then for Starlight to come in and be like, boom, like we're here, what's up? I'm gonna mow your lawn. Like, that's.
Why is the kid got a lawn?
I fucking know, man. That's just a funny callback and make you laugh. That's what I feel is important, and that's why I think that Starlight. I always want to do Starlight. I want to do other charities. We've done other charities in the past as well. But yeah, we've done a fuck ton of good.
Starlight was context for current
the game, the current day stuff. Which was
we just did Starlight. We were talking about Minecraft.
Yes, we just did Starlight. The fuck were we talking about? Yeah, so but I was talking about what we did recently because we're doing DJ. Oh yeah, I got it. So we did Starlight Foundation, and I streamed for 16 days in a row to see if I could stream every day for the rest of the Starlight period. And what I discovered is that my streaming schedule was very mixed. I could stream when I could stream. I tried to schedule it, but the best way for me to do things was to just stream when I could. And at the end of that 16 days that we had spent together just playing video games, eating food, just being together and being in community and just driving this goal where we raised $5,696.90 for the Starlight Foundation, which is fucking a huge leap from being last year, which was 1,000 back all the way up to 5.6, right? Mm-hmm. Which has got multiple nice numbers.
Nice.
I realized that I wanted to be around everyone more often. I got sad when I wasn't streaming the next day or two. I was like, fuck, I miss everyone. And so taking that energy, I took a few days off, and then I was like, we'll come back and let's try and do more of this because it was really good for me and really healing for me. I felt great connecting with everyone, and that developed into the guild stuff, which was guild quests. We call the eating segments of the streams now guild grub. So we eat together. So we guild grub together. So we'll sit down and I'll eat some food and people will eat.
The mess hall of the guild hall.
Yeah, like we sit down and I'm just
cafeteria.
I'm eating my food and we're having time zone meals together, whether it be lunch or breakfast. My turkey mince They call it dread a la carte. So they're like, what the fuck are you eating? It's like it's just turkey
a bowl
mince,
of turkey
cheese, and
mince
sour
with a
cream.
huge chunk of sour cream.
Yeah, well, I'm on a carnivore cycle right now, so it's all like meat products. But then we can talk about diet stuff eventually if you're interested. I'll go into a keto after PAX, and then I want to do a vegan cycle because I like to simulate being in different biomes, which would have different sort of like stuff there that I could eat into. So right now I'm in an animal rich sort of biome, and then I'll cycle out, and that allows me to be metabolically flexible. That's that. We don't have to come back to that if we don't want to. But Guild Grub, Guild Quest, where we work together. So I'll do stuff that I need to do for the guild and things I need to work on, and even everyday stuff. Kind of like get my health insurance sorted out, or book a dental appointment, or pay off bills and stuff like that. And what I've noticed when we do Guild Quest and Guild Grub, it's been incredibly healing for everyone and productive for everyone, and everyone's doing really good fucking things, which is
and you'll
so
go 25
good.
minute cycles, right? So you go 25 minutes, no chatting to the chat, just being there, play some like chill jazz, and then there's like a little alarm goes off.
Yeah, we use the Pomodoro, which is like 25-10. However, I've been really enjoying 45-15 because sometimes you'll get into a cycle, you're like, oh, I don't want to keep going. So 45-15's been working really well. I tend to chat during the breaks parts a bit more, so 15's good for me because I need a little bit more chattiness. But I'm finding 45 is really good, but 25-10 is usually the way to do it. Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll have 25 minutes on the clock, we'll work, and some people will be mowing their lawn or making their bed or doing their washing, feeding their dogs. I'll be at the desk, like working on things, and you can see what I'm working on. And we have a setup now that you'll type in a command and everyone can see what you're working on. And when you hit the done button, everyone's like, fuck yeah, or they're like, you're doing it. And, we're all doing it together, which is really cool. And then during the break, we'll just talk about stuff, or, we'll also talk about what we're working on, which is really cool. We were listening to rock music and jazz music, but we switched it to fantasy music because it's guild quests. So like it feels like you're on an epic quest. Nice. You've got this like beautiful orchestral music as we're working together. But I've seen what it's doing for everyone that's a part of the DGM thing, and it's so fucking great. It's the thing that makes me feel really good, because I'm reading a book right now called Leaders Eat Last, and it says that some of the best places to be in, especially when it comes to organizations and companies, is a place that has a way of giving you oxytocin and serotonin. Oxytocin is the love sort of brain chemical, and that brings down that cortisol. And cortisol, the stress hormone, is good for you, but a lot of the time we don't understand it and we have it all the time. So having oxytocin will bring that down, and it's not carcinogenic, because like cortisol is important. It lets you know where your stress markers are and what you need to do, and like it also is communicating to you that you're in a place that you need to bring that down. So oxytocin is something that we're trying to have at DGM more and more, and I'm trying to have more and more in my life as well. But serotonin is another really good one, which is the sense of getting stuff done, like complete. It's not the dopamine. It's like, hey, like together we have done this thing, and we are. So serotonin is also a really good one as well, because it makes you feel like you're accomplishing something as a group, from my understanding. And so that's what we're trying to do there. I do want to evolve guild quests.
There was something I saw that was like, make sure you get your daily dose, and DOSE was an acronym for dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins.
Fuck yes.
Which are like the four good ones, the four feel good ones, the four ones that come from different sources. And I mean, different, like dopamine is like the instant reward of like, you've done a thing, you feel good about that one little thing, and it's one thing that ADHD brains don't do well with. The dopamine production or uptake is kind of fucked up. And then the oxytocin's like the love one, that's like from hugs and being part of community and feeling like family and feeling like that stuff. Serotonin's like the longer term than dopamine. So it's a reward chemical, but from a longer term thing than dopamine. It's instant. And then endorphins is like from physical like workout and stuff, right? As far as I understand it.
No, you're exactly right.
Those are all good.
You're right.
And I saw that acronym and I was like, oh, I love it when something is acronymed in a way that doesn't seem like it's shoehorned in there. Like, get your daily dose. Get your daily dose of all 4 of these things. Write that shit down. I didn't come up with that. I saw it online.
I mean, I wouldn't know. So, look, that's what I want to do with DGM, is to help people get their daily dose however I can. Serotonin's a really good one, which is like completing things, like you said, over a longer period of time. Dopamine is like, we're in a dopamine sort of flooded area. Like, I think a lot of things are dopamine engineered for dopamine, right? And so like serotonin and oxytocin are probably the most important ones. Completing a big thing together. We got a bunch of serotonin at the end of the Starlight stream. That's an example of it. Like, when we finished Starlight for August, we're like, okay, fuck yeah, we did that thing. That is a thing that we did, and we get serotonin from that. I get serotonin from that. And the reason I bring it up is because I get serotonin and oxytocin when I see people posting about the effects that DGM is having. Like, there have been like things that I've noticed, which is like, this is happening. These things are happening. I'm fucking, and for me, that's my serotonin hit, because it's not a dopamine hit, because I don't know when that's coming, but that's what I want to work towards, is that like people feel like they're a part of a thing. They're getting their oxytocin, they're getting serotonin, they're getting dopamine as well, which is the dopamine stuff is probably coming from like me doing dances or, me fucking around on stream and stuff like that. Not sure the endorphin part. I mean, I do want to do fitness stuff.
Workouts.
I think it's really important. Workouts. Let's go. I get my
DGM athletics checks.
Oh shit! I just realized to circle back, because there's like, we can talk about what I've got planned on the horizon. We've got some really cool fucking things coming up that I'm doing the work and the revenue part of it, and like financial part of it, because we're gonna need funds to do the things. But the meaning of DGM has changed, right? Because dreaded GM, one of the things that was always a struggle was that the old logo was my face with the D20, but that wasn't the actual logo. The actual logo has always been the mimic heart. That's always what I push. That's always what I thought was important. That's why we have ink hearts, which is like one of my favorite stories. With Fire, if you remember that, we can circle back to that.
I do, yeah.
Yeah. The mimic heart has always been the official logo. For me, the dreaded GM logo, which was the face, was always meant to be the spear point and the shield. It was just I got you. However, like, it can be taken in different areas, which is like, oh, you're making it all about you. You're making it all about you. So a lot of the DGM has been me trying to step away from that sort of thing. Whether like that's a misconception or something I have in the back of my mind of worrying about people think I'm making it all about me, or whether that is actually being felt like, oh, you are making it all about you. So like I had an epiphany of changing the DGM part of it from meaning dreaded GM, and it can mean dreaded GM for you if you feel like it feels good for you. But like I had that epiphany. It's like, well, for a guild and we're a community, and like it's not all about me, which I never want it to be all about me. I never have. It means dream, grow, and make, and then it's got ellipses down the bottom, which is like whatever comes next. Imagine what's next, And I like that because it's not all about me anymore, and it's not my face anymore.
It's not about me. It now stands for Dread is the guild master. and then the dots mean don't you forget it.
Don't you forget it. I mean, you can derive whatever meaning you want, man. You can do whatever you want to do. Dread the guild manager. I fuck with it. I one time someone said, "What does dreaded GM mean? General manager? Dreaded general manager?" And that was a funny bit.
I read somebody once who was like trying to work it out, and he was like, giraffe menopause, and I was like, cool, that's now what GM stands for in Robert Hartley GM. Giraffe menopause.
We had someone say the other day, does it mean goose master because you're such a goose?
General manager is good. Yeah, I've seen like especially people who are more sports minded will think of it as like in general manager terms of like the like managing a football team. Manager.
Yeah,
and then people who are more business minded see it as general manager as in like the the hierarchy of like a boss, and that's the general store manager.
It's so fucking good.
Everybody gets their own interpretation of
GM, and it can mean whatever the fuck you want. Like I didn't know what the M meant until Mel. I don't know if Mel probably in your chat as well. Yeah.
I
thought it was
means Mel.
It means Mel. Drink bro Mel. Actually, I fuck with that. No, I was like, because it was gonna be move or motivate, and it didn't sit right with me. I was like, I haven't figured it out, guys. And then Mel was in chat. It's like, it means make, and I was like, fuck yeah, it means make. And so now, like, I got the M from Mel. I kind of like it being like Dream Grow Mel. That's fucking funny. Clip that for Mel. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Look, I'm not in chat, so I wouldn't know. I'm being very good, by the way. I miss everyone.
Nobody's in chat.
No one's in chat. This is just a Discord call.
It's just a Discord call. We're not streaming.
The main theme is that it's gonna take a guild because I got some bitty. You know me, I dream big. I always have, always will. You know, that's a part of my charm.
Yeah, like when you went away for a year to reinvent yourself, and then you came back and you were like, I've submitted my first 3 panels for PAX this year. And I was like, what the fuck do you mean first 3? And you're like, yeah, just my favourite 3. 3 of how many? Oh, well, I was just wanting to do those 3, this 3, and Minecraft one, and a thing and then I wanted to do some actual plays with Call of Cthulhu, and I love other tabletop games than just D&D, so I wanted to do Call of Cthulhu, and I wanted to do Elder Scrolls something or other. I wanted to do, and I was like, so what are you doing? Oh, well, you know, maybe just these. So I was like, so you're doing 6 panels, and, well, no, 3 panels and 3 games. But are the games table games, or are they... No, they're actual plays that people could come to. So that's a panel, then. Okay, so you're doing 6 panels, and you're on my panel, and you're doing other things, and the thing you've told me in the past is the thing you prefer above all else when at conventions is the community, like, hang out with friends and just sit at a bar all day and order the same food twice in the same day.
That's one of my favorite stories. Yeah.
Came back later in the day. I was like, we hung out for lunch, and then I was like, I gotta go to a panel now, and I disappeared. I was like, later in the day, hey, where are you? Let's hang out. And my panel's done. Oh, I'm still at the same bar or whatever. I came back and I was like, have they still not cleared the plate away? And you're like, no, I ordered it again.
I had it
the
again.
Exact same. What was it? Some kind of
pork knuckle.
Moose knuckle?
It's like no one's gonna fault me on having a second pork knuckle. Pork knuckles are fucking the dopeness.
Second pork knuckle with a stein of beer like this fucking big. So I was like, you love that about conventions, right? That's the thing you love about conventions. And you're like, yeah. And I was like, so what the fuck time are you going to have to do this? You're going to go away for a month or a year to reinvent yourself, and you're going to come back with a burnout? And you're like,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, maybe I should have done these 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah. And I did. Like, taking that down, I did. And that's another thing that's super important is, like, listening to the people that counsel you and want the best for you. And so I always take that stuff super important.
You're my ADHD guy, right? That's what you keep saying. Every autistic needs
exactly
an ADHD.
Right. And then you're my autistic guy.
You're the puppy with a basket full of 17
I am.
bones, and you're like, I want to eat them all. And I'm like, just choose 1 or 2 of them now. We'll rotate these bones. You can get to them.
I'm getting way better in that, and actually, it's something that I'm mindful of and developing for as well. So, like, it's character growth. Hey, I'm getting pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty good.
You are.
Yeah, fuck yeah. No, I'm excited for the future.
So
we're in the right direction.
You were working on guild quests. What are your What are your main focuses as DGM right now?
Yeah. Okay. So
you do guild quests.
Okay, so guild quests, we do guild grub, but guild grub is again just a part of like the guild quests or whatever streaming.
When you need to eat.
Yeah, when I need to eat, I enjoy eating and like chatting.
Remind
Dungeons and Diamonds.
On stream that they haven't eaten as well. You're like, I've been here for 6 hours, and you've also been watching me for that time. Go and get some food.
Go eat. We'll eat together.
So Dungeons and Diamonds. That's your Minecraft server, community Minecraft server. And is that? Tell me more about that. Is that something that anybody can join?
Yeah, we were talking about this before. What had happened was that I had put in the panel application for Dungeons and Diamonds, a D&D Minecraft adventure, and it got turned down for some unknown reason because that would be hype as fuck.
Like the panel, they were inundated with panel ideas.
I get it.
Like 70% of things were.
I'm not actually salty, but like I'm fun salty. I'm like, it would have been so good. Yeah. But I'm actually glad that it got turned down because what had happened was that I was like, okay, well then we can still do a version of it at home or figure out some way to use it because it's still a dope idea. And we had just finished up one of the main quests, if not the main quest of this year's Starlight, which was to take down the Ender Dragon on hardcore mode. And you were there for it. I died. Gaunt 102 was there.
You died like day 2.
It's so
we had like
sad.
16 days from starting the server to ending it, and being like, the quest is we got to take down the Ender Dragon in hardcore. Hardcore Minecraft, for anyone who doesn't know, is you get a single life, and if you die, that's it. You can't respawn.
It's so sad because like I had diamond armor.
Just died to full damage.
Full damage.
Didn't even die to a monster.
It wasn't even. It
just
was like
fell down a hole.
It was like it was so fucked because like it had to. It was like Final Destination. It was Final Destination sort of stuff. Like it was one block that didn't spawn. I didn't even break the floor beneath me. It just did not spawn there.
You were tunneling sideways to be safe because you were deliberately like, I'll stay safe and just tunnel for iron. And then you were just mining, and you happened to clip right at the very top of a cave, and you went boop.
And like you can see it because like the 2 blocks were there, and it could have spawned, but they just decided that one block wouldn't have spawned, and that was where it was gonna fall. And I went back and I watched it. I didn't break a block beneath me, but because I was talking to chat,
you just clipped the top of you clipped the top of a cavern.
It was Final Destination stuff. Like it was like, actually, if you don't believe in fate, it was fate. There you go. It was actually fate. But yeah, we took down the Ender Dragon.
Fate, and also your stupidity for mining like this up against the blocks and then stepping into the block that you can't see, rather than just stepping back 1 block so you can see that you're about to step onto a solid block.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
So Dungeons and Dragons, Dungeons and Diamonds became you were like, it didn't get accepted for PAX panel, so I'll turn this server into it.
I put it as a milestone. I was like, hey, we'll do Dungeons and Diamonds as a milestone. We'll do it, and so I'll put together a Minecraft adventure. As we took out the Ender Dragon, as we got closer to the end of it, my brain was like, it would be so cool. If we use this world that we've been playing in as the template for whatever that adventure is going to be. And so that's what we're doing now. So we closed off anyone that was a part of that quest, anyone that had donated during that time is still able to come in and build and help build the things that will be used in Dungeons and Diamonds. My current intent for it is to turn it into a West March style TTRPG game, where the people that have not only taken part in building it, but also taking down the Ender Dragon, will be able to play with it kitted out with multiple GMs to be able to run different narrative threads that will feed into the production version of it, where we can showcase it. And so we'll have these things that have been built by people.
Like using Minecraft as like the world building for a world that you then take to a table for tabletop, or do TTRPGs in Minecraft?
I would take it to the table. However, we haven't fully decided on doing TTRPGs in the game, and it might be that it's a hybrid of both.
I have heard about people who use like World of Warcraft or some other massive multiplayer online game as just like as if it's like a virtual tabletop, and using that to everybody to get together and use it as a voice call. So
to answer that, we haven't decided on that. Mostly, well, I haven't decided that, and we haven't decided that, because I'm being very careful with my sort of with my brain wanting to do all the things. I got to make sure that I'm scheduling things loosely, right? So like November forward is where I'm gonna kickstart a lot of the development and making of it, because right now the focus is PAX. TTRPG, if I can get TTRPG out before the end of October or sooner, that'd be great. If not, then we can make that happen. We'll talk about TTRPG in a second. And so November onwards, we're going to start planning the Starlight 2026, as well as Dungeons and Diamonds, because that'll be my main focus is after PAX. And Halloween Scream Stream, which is coming up, and it was another milestone at the end of the month, where we'll be playing some TTRPGs as well as video games to celebrate what we achieved at Starlight, but also to celebrate Halloween as well.
Screen stream is going to be, is that just a single stream, or is that like throughout October spooky season you're just going to be doing some like horror themed, Halloween themed things?
Well, we're going to be doing a 12-hour stream, and I'm putting together the invitations. I've got 2 TTRPGs that I want to run, so I've got to send out collab invites to that, and that'll be Candela. I think it's called Candela, the Darrington Press horror game. Yeah, I want to try that, and Monster of the Week. And then I'm going to try my hand at a Twitch Tales Call Cthulhu, which people in chat have told me that you've done to great to great effect. So I'm gonna be reaching out to see if you got any tips for that. What did you run Call of Cthulhu, or was it like a Lovecraftian?
Cthulhu, but every year during Twitch Tales, for anyone who doesn't know, that's the name of my interactive actual play, essentially, where there's no other players at the table. It's just me GMing and you guys in the chat, our hive mind collectively controlling the actions of the main character. We normally run like full campaigns of that, but every Halloween we do a one shot, which is much more horror themed, and I tend to focus on a particular genre. So a few years ago it was a slasher genre, running through the woods away from something that's chasing you. Then we did like a psychological genre horror, which is like dreams and nightmares and not knowing whether you're awake or hallucinating and things. Last year was Lovecraftian, that was the one that won the vote in the community. And so I did a lot of work into what it means to be Lovecraftian, what are the tropes, what are the things that make it Lovecraftian. Like, it was all Lovecraftian tends to be like first person journal accounts from the person who's actually done it, sort of found footage sort of thing of somebody's journal about like their experience and descent into madness, the idea of the gods being so vastly bigger than us that we are dwarfed in comparison, but then something else, some elder things being even bigger than the gods. And so I explored all of these concepts last year. I was very proud of it, and I'm currently almost finished with checking the edits for it and putting it up for this year, because every year we do the previous Halloween goes up onto YouTube so that people can watch it again. So it was still technically Dungeons and Dragons, I guess, but it was all done through first person. Like, I had to DM it from the perspective of a first person account from a journal, like you're reading the journal, so everybody saying what they wanted to do in the chat or asking questions about the world, I then had to interpret that as an entry in a journal in first person, and it was a real challenge, but it was a lot of fun, and I think
fucking hotness. Well, I love it. I love Cthulhu stuff.
I did also steal some of the mechanics from Call of Cthulhu. I think in Call of Cthulhu they call it the insanity system, but I found that was a little bit ableist, so I called it composure.
Composure.
And so if you lose your like if something maddening happens, like seeing the face of an elder god or something, or like realizing that you're walking a corridor that's non-Euclidean or whatever, and suddenly you're upside down, like those sorts of things. I roll your composure score, and then you lose a certain number of composure points, and then if you roll above that, then you temporarily go into I think I called it stress response or something.
Stress response.
Yeah, and suddenly maybe you scream. It's on a table of stuff. Like, maybe you scream and start running wildly, or maybe you just fall into a catatonic state for a moment, or maybe you.
Fuck yes.
Fun mechanics.
Did you use luck points?
I don't remember. No, I don't think I did.
Luck points are it's fucking great game design, but it sounds like I want to watch your shit so far. It's so bad. I swear.
It'll be up soon. It's spooky season, so we're getting it up soon.
I'm keen. I'm gonna go watch all of the VLDL D&D stuff. I've told you about this because I've been saving it to watch it as one big thing. So I'm so fucking excited. I'm excited. I'm gonna watch all the supercuts. So I'm just fucking. I've been saving it. That's been my intent the whole time. It's like, I'll watch it when I'm gonna do it in one big stint. I'm gonna make a marathon.
So you're doing spooky season stuff, Scream streams, playing horror games, playing some Call of Cthulhu-ish Twitch Talesy things. And that's your present day focus with PAX as well. Like, you're going to PAX. You're going to be.
That's my present day, because there's projects that I need to happen. The main thing that needs to happen is that I need to get to a point where I'm taking the whole learning about money and like all that side of things and taking it very seriously. So like I'm very proud with where we are, because we have a very active and vibrant and very supportive community, right? And we're all here and we're all growing together. And so that was like last week or the week before, where I was like, okay, I don't want this to go away. I've got to do the things that what happened during Jetta GM, not really being like anxious, but learning from what I learned there, making sure that we're growing in the right direction and that we've got that going on. So there are projects that there are projects that are fun, like TTRPG and Dungeons and Diamonds, but it's also like, what are the projects and what are the things that we can need to keep growing to be sustainable and to stay around? Because I know that what we're doing is super important. And so projects like Guild Quest is probably the most important one. And I want to develop it so that it's more interactive and has more fun things for us to use. And so one of those things is to gamify it more. right? So that's probably like one of my main focuses, Dungeons and Diamonds, as well as guild quests, because guild quests has been fundamental to everything that we've been doing. And so a lot of what we get income-wise in the coffers will go towards developing a new version of guild quests, because we're using a stream bot right now called Super Sweet Bot. It's really fucking cool, but I want to customize the fuck out of it, and I don't have those abilities to do that. So it's like, well, we're gonna make our fucking own. So I'm figuring out how to do that, and I'm also like figuring out exactly when and how to grow, because one of the things that we need to do with DGM will be to boost our signal once we've got the infrastructure to have new people come in, right? So I know that we've got a super consistent and supportive and awesome community, and I feel that once we boost the signal, we'll find more of those, and that revenue and all those things that we need to grow and be sustainable will increase once we've built that. So a lot of other focuses is making the Discord much more comfortable to be in, and to make sure that everything is like infrastructurally sound, so that when we have more room for more guild members to join, and anyone here that's watching it and anyone that wants to join, we're fine. Don't worry about that. We don't have holes in the ship or anything like that. But once we grow, when I know we're going to grow, being ready for that is probably like forefront. But also completing things that I said I'm going to do, and making sure that I'm not running away with every single bone that comes my way or my brain throws to me, which is like, this is a cool idea. This is a cool idea. And
it's good that you're in a part of the sort of mental health journey of being able to recognize that that's not something to be down on yourself about, or to beat yourself up about, or to have shame over, because that's literally just how your brain's wired, and how the brain chemistry works. Is like, we don't, as ADHD folk, we don't have the same ability to finish a project, because it's no longer bringing us the small amounts of dopamine that it once was.
100%.
It's literally the motivation drug. You can't motivate yourself to do something if your brain is not giving you the motivation drug. And
exactly,
it's not
right.
to blame yourself for.
Well, yeah, like one of the things that we've changed with DGM is that just recently I wrote up a thing called the Warden's Oath, which is essentially just like that's kind of like what we'll do as wardens for the community and the guild, which is our mods. We call our mods wardens. But the thing I wrote was that I oathed as well, because I see myself as a warden. And so like one of those oath points, like, well, I don't know how to ask like for oath, so let me give you mine instead. And if you want to oath with me, you can. And all the wardens oathed in. And one of those things is, for me in particular, was, so we went through, it's like, support each other, come at everything with a playful heart, you know, be there, have each other's backs, have the community's backs, and all that sort of. I made it really fun and sort of like RP, and laid it down. It's like, I do need to accept that I'm a creator as well, and so my oath has to be slightly more, and I will oath that I'm going to ask for help without expectation. Because like one of those things was, for me, that if you've ever been around me before, I try to shoulder things as much as I can on my own, but it's going to take a guild. I'm going to need help from the wardens. I'm going to need help from the guild as well. And one of those oaths, I said, I will ask for help without expectation when I need it. And I've been practicing that, which is really good. And then also I've been working on developing my leadership skills, you know, which is like to make harder choices, to make compassionate choices, and to accept that leader role, you know, and learning what a leader means, which is why I'm reading a book called Leaders Eat Last, and learning about that stuff, because it's super important. And knowing that my brain works a certain way, but it's a party, you know, in the sense that like you have other members in your party, in your guild, that complement you. Like you and I complement each other.
Because that's a good way of thinking about it, and maybe one of the reasons that I'm so drawn to D&D in general is that the balance of it is designed from the ground up to be that everybody feels overpowered in their own thing that they can do, and everybody has flaws and weaknesses that are just not right for their class. And so it's designed because people always talk about PvP in D&D sessions, and I'm like, it doesn't always work out so well, or even be that all that fun, because it's not a PvP system, and it's designed that way. It's designed to not be like, you could do party versus party versions of PvP and D&D pretty well, but you're designed to be a party because rogues are super OP when they're doing their rogue shit, and barbarians are super OP when they're doing their barbarian shit, and you could say the same for everyone except maybe rangers. Just like to shut on Rangers.
Shots fired.
Shots fired. I mean, shots fired and then turned into barrage. Now, Rangers are awesome in their own way as well if you run their game that way. And so, yeah, it's applying that to life as well and being like, hey, I'm a particular class and I'm really OP at doing the things that I can do, which is, storytelling and whatever else. But like, I'm really bad at this other stuff as well. And so I need somebody in my party to
it takes a party, takes a guild. And I fuck with narrative psychology so much. Look it up. I'll talk about it whenever I need to.
About the fact that you are a character in a story, and this is
so
your story
helpful.
That you're telling. Yeah,
it's so helpful.
We don't have all day, unfortunately. So I do want to ask a couple more questions about certain things. We've mentioned Titty RPGs a few times now.
Titty RPGs.
Tell me about Titty RPGs.
Yeah. Titty RPG is exactly what we spoke about before, which is I came up with the name before I came up with the project idea. So we were sitting in guild quests, and what had happened was we were working on things, and Laurite, one of our wardens, as well as Mary, were working on Boobtober projects, which I had no idea. October is known as Boobtober, which is Breast Cancer Awareness and Research Month. I never heard of it. I love boobs. Boobs are great. They're the tits. They're so great.
Inktober, isn't October also?
Yeah, Inktober's a thing. Yeah, it is. Yeah, definitely. It definitely is. Movember.
Everything's got a thing.
And so like I was like, I love that, and I was like, what could I do to help? What project could I make? And I was like, probably something TTRPG related, like a 1-page or something. And then I was like, TTRPG. Titty RPG. Guys, imagine if I made a game with a 1-page RPG, Titty RPG, and then it's like, I could totally make a 1-page Titty RPG, and that would be hilarious. And so what I wanted to do was I wanted to put together a 1-page RPG called Titty RPG. It would go up for sale. 100% of profits and proceeds would go towards breast cancer research and support, and it would just be up for perpetuity. I've been developing it. I've got books that I'm studying, and I'm hoping to have it out as soon as possible.
Books they're called magazines, and it doesn't count.
Called magazines. It counts studying. We bought there's a book that helps you design a 1-page RPG, which is pretty good. But it's a 2-die system. I might need to make it less complicated, because I had you'll have like different types of boobs, and like depending on the boob shape and size you'll have different abilities, and there'll be jiggle physics, and it's just it might be that it's I just might need to bring it back, right? Well, like I was also trying to figure out the complexity of multi-hit classing. It's just like it's too much, because like the idea would be that you would roll 2D, you do T of whatever you're rolling, and if you get doubles, you jiggle. And your jiggle effect works, right? You're like, oh, I just jiggled, and then you have a jiggle ability.
So you'd have like a double D. You'd have a double D4 and a double D6.
Yeah, a double D6 and a double D8. And depending on which pair you choose, that's the class you have. And then the multi class is hard, because then like you have to like mix 2 different dice types.
A single 4
right?
and a single 6.
Yeah, single 4 and a single 6.
One breast is different size to another. That's
yeah, exactly right.
Natural, and so you got a D4 and a D6.
And then I was like, well, how do you do like 1 die roll as wells? And I was just adding more and more and more and more. And I was like, okay, it's getting too complicated now.
The mechanics side of things is stuff that my brain goes to. Like I go, ooh, I can work out the maths on that. Right. And so like if you've got the ideas, you come to me for the maths, and I'll help you balance the game.
You help me with my tits?
I'll help you with your tits. I'll help you balance these tits. Because they're getting out of hand, man. You need to calm those tits.
Yeah, we need to get. I've been doing so much research. Look at just the views all day. So much research. I think it'd be great, and it'd be there. I think it'd be a lot of fun. I haven't figured out if you are just actually a pair of just giant boobs, or if you are just like the camera just focuses on the boobs. I think it's better just to have it focused on the boobs, because like walking around with a giant set of boobs. From the
perspective of the boobs.
From the boobs, yeah. It's like the camera's always zoomed in on the boobs.
It's just an extreme close.
Yeah,
the story's happening to just
exactly right. So I have it there, but then the other thing is like juggling with all the other projects. So I'm gunning for it, and if we get it, we get it. If I don't have it finished by the end of Boobtober, it'll go up anyway. And it'll be available like throughout the year. It's still top of my priority list. It's just that I know that PAX and Halloween Scream Stream are the most things. And it's one of those things where I've had the idea, after having lots of ideas, but it's just so good that it helps people. Like, oh, I don't want to let it go. I've got boobs on the mind.
I'm just thinking of somebody like casting some sort of whole person or like entanglement, but it's just like putting it in a sports bra. You just strapped down. Can't move. You're considered restrained. Bra. I cast bra.
So like I don't think that we're ever gonna be like not having ideas, like, because like my brain works like that. I'm always looking for it. It's about finding the ones that are most effective and help everyone the most, and just not running away with all the bones like we talked about before. TTRPG has the potential of helping a lot of fucking people, but it's fun. It'll be up forever. But yeah, you know, it's fun. I'm learning about it every day. I'm glad I came back. I really am. It took someone to tell me to fuck off to be where I am today. So, yeah.
I'll take full credit of everything.
You should take full credit. Fuck yeah.
So as we head into future talk and discussing like what's going on in the near future and into the distant future, I just want to remind people that if you have questions for us, make sure to ask them with the channel point redemption, so that they all go into one particular pool of questions, and then we can answer them all at the end. So talk near future. Obviously, you go to PAX next week. You're going to be on my panel for Death Roulette. This is the 4th Death Roulette in a row that I've been running. We've raised over $7,000 each year.
That's fucking good.
Hopefully we can do the same again this year. Death Roulette's a very wild panel. It started off, they gave me 2 hours for it. And then the next year, they gave me an hour and a half. And then last year, they gave me an hour. And this year, they've given me an hour again, but also told me that I need to be, with pack in and pack out, I'll have basically like 50 minutes. And so I'm like, every year, they're just giving me less and less time, but I'm still making $7,000 for them within an hour. And most of that is because people just really want to make Zach do some bullshit.
It's fucking hilarious.
Giants joined us for it. It started off as, you can donate, let's say, X number of dollars to kill a player character. I'll see the donation come in. I go, Dread, your character gets hit by a boulder and they die. You have to quickly leave the table. Somebody else who's in a queue comes to take your seat, and then you join the back of the queue. And little by little, you work your way forward. Eventually, you join the table again after enough people have died. But you could pay, let's say, Y amount of dollars to move somebody to the front of the queue. Oh, I want Dread to come back to the table. So even though they've just died, pay $20 and Dread moves to the front of the queue. And in that first year, it was $10 to move Zach to the front of the queue, and then somebody else donated and was like $20 to move Zach to the back of the queue, and then somebody else was like $15 Zach to not even standing in the queue, like $30 Zach to come and sit in the audience, and Zach was just going with it because he'll do anything for money for charity.
Good.
And then little by little, it just evolved into, let's see what we can make people do. And like Zach do a shoey, and Dread has to wrestle Rob at one point. Was that?
No. That was so the wrestling. The wrestling thing was a different panel. I think that was actually Zach's panel. He did D&D.
Oh, that was in Zach's panel because it was D&D but real, and you have to do the things that you
had to escape a grapple check or something like that.
Yeah. And so he got a bunch of people to grapple.
No one else was standing up. It's like, we need some volunteers for this strength test, and I just ran up, and then everyone else joined, and I was on your back, and I was like, we actually started wrestling. And you're like, no, and like if you watch that clip, I'm on the ground like, no.
There was a dragging you. I think there's a clip in like the official PAX.
Oh yeah, when I dragged Zach.
You dragged Zach across the stage. Or something.
Zach does the worm across the stage, but he couldn't do it. So me and Ellen dragged him, and he was just like, he just like wiggled. It was really funny. One of my favorite from that was the high five. Me and Zach's high five.
Oh, running
it's like
high
Zach
five across the stage?
Because it was like Zach and Dread high five. So it was like Dread high five Zach or something like that. And then Zach was like, okay, let's go. He's like looking at me. I'm like, no. Go over there. And he's like, yes. And he ran across. And then if you were there in the crowd, he's like, aim at my elbow. I'm like, okay. So we went up and we like did the overarching high five, and it boosh, thunder, and you go, that was really good. Four was in this seat because I've watched this clip many times because it's my favorite. Four was like, oh, and then Dale's like, oh, it was like really great. And then I'm like, thunder, and then Zach just jumps on me and I carry him across stage. If people have been wondering why I've been working out so much,
Just
getting ready for Death Roulette.
Just for Death Roulette, so that you can pick people up and do stuff.
I could pick people up and do stuff because like other people are like someone said do squats with Zach on my back or holding Zach, and I'm like doing squats with Zach. It's crazy. It's gonna get nuts.
So there's that again this year. Is there what else are you involved with during the PAX weekend?
So none of my panels got accepted, which is very sad. But at the same time, that's fine because I'll keep trying again. But I did get on heaps of panels. I've got 4 panels. First one is there's a Mothership play that I'll be doing on Friday night with a bunch of really cool folk. Where it's did you see that Mikey 17? I think it's called. No, I think it's called Mikey 17.
Any bells?
Essentially, like we're all playing 4 different clones, and every time the clone dies, a consciousness gets uploaded and the player gets switched out. And so like we'll be switching to different roles depending on which sort of clone that we're playing. And we're kind of aware that we're going to die. And it's like there's a movie called Mikey 17, I believe it's called, where it's the same sort of concept. There are people called, I think they're called like revivers or something like that. Their whole thing is that they can be replicated and regrown and reborn with the memories of them dying over and over again. Right. And it's a horror game. So it's going to be like Black Mirror meets like Monty Python is what it was described to me. So it's going to be fun, horror, but also comedy horror. On the Saturday, Death Roulette, which I am ready for. I need to make sure that I'm not out partying or doing too many things on the Friday.
First thing on Saturday is
10:30.
10:30 a.m. local time.
Yeah. And then I believe
it will be streamed. In case you're not in Melbourne, you can actually still watch it on stream and donate.
Us guildies are ready. Wait, the guild's ready. We've been talking about some stuff. And then, yep, I know. Not to telegraph too much there. But then we've also got Sunday, which is... Oh, no, I've got another panel. I'm be playing Draw Steel, which is MCDM's TTRPG, if you've heard about it. If you haven't, it's really fucking cool, bro. There's a chance that if I get a chance to run it, I'll invite you, because it's got like a really cool resource generator thing. Like mechanically, it's very interesting. I'll be playing that with Dale. I'll be playing that with a bunch of the people that have played like the MCDM stuff, and that's really cool too. That's an actual play. And then on Sunday, so I've got
is that a panel thing, or are you doing a private thing of that?
No, that's that's a panel. I'll send to you. I also sent you my my schedule.
That you're doing over the weekend, so I can put it in my
yeah, I will. Well, because I should probably also. I should have prefaced all of this with just something I'm really looking forward to, which is that we're doing a community guild meetup, which I told you about, which I'm really fucking excited for, because we haven't done them in previous years. But now that we're going into this new sort of thing, we're going to be meeting up. We're going to like fucking. I'm very fucking excited about that. I mean, fucking. I swear now. Have you noticed how much I swear?
Different kind of a guild.
I swear so much now. I swear so much.
It's not appropriate. You've just completely ruined the rating of this entire stream.
I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not wholesome like I used to be with Dreaded GM. I swear, fucked on now. Sunday, I'm very excited to be sharing another panel with you. We're both going to be on Fight or Flirt. Flirt or Fight. Fight or Flirt.
Fight or Flirt. Yeah.
Fight or Flirt.
That's Winter's Tales panel from Castleton. The everybody can Hunger Games meets Bridgeton sort of.
It's so cool.
And so you can either romance in a what do they call it, period drama, Regency style, or you can combat.
I'm so excited because we had the meeting about it all, and like everything that we're talking about, it's gonna be so fucking cool. Has everyone been announced on that yet? Because I got in trouble because I know the list, and like I pulled a full Ollie during AJ's stream, I was like, oh, this person and that person, and AJ's like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, I'm sorry, and I like delete my message, and I got modded out and stuff like that. So,
AJ says not yet.
Oh, so AJ's in chat. So we are in chat. Are we actually on stream, or is this a Discord call?
Did you genuinely think I was actually fucking with you this whole time?
No.
No, we are.
You never know with you there.
Not yet.
Yeah, okay, fuck it.
I
won't say who's there, but the people that have announced, go to AJ's. It's gonna be so fucking cool. The lineup is dope. Like whoever has been announced and whoever's coming, it's gonna be fucking so sick. And we talked about what characters. I'm gonna be playing a character that I usually don't play, and I'm very excited for that too. So we didn't get a chance to talk about like archetypes and things that we usually play and stuff like that. But like it's gonna be fucking great. I'm so excited.
Is that your only thing on the Sunday, or you get other stuff too?
I think that's the only thing apart from I really enjoy the rap parties, the generosity rap parties, and fun. both of those are generosity events, which is like Death Roulette as well as Fight or Flirt. So like it's Fight or Flirt. Was that sorry?
We're raising money for Black Dog this year at Generosity.
Fuck yeah. It's one of my favorite parts. So I'll probably be doing that on the Sunday, and then you and I will be fucking around as much as possible.
We need to find time to go out for dinner.
Mjolnir.
There's Mjolnir. There's the Viking restaurant that we love, and we went to that a couple of years ago, but not last year, right? So we need to find a time for that. We need to find a time to play some kind of non-streamed TTRPG, like 10 Candles was a couple of years ago.
We were going to do 10 Candles, but then I was like, I've got this other RPG, which is Alice is Missing, which is like I'm very fucking excited for.
We need to find a time to play that.
Yeah. We also need to... Andy's coming.
Are we going to be doing that? Are we going to be doing that during the fucking weekend? Is that the thing? We're also going to be slipping it in. You need to bring
slipping it in. I'll be slipping it in.
There's a card game called Slip It In that's just got a bunch of like little phrases and things on it, and you get 3 of them, and you just have to slip it into conversation without anybody picking it up.
So excited. We've been doing that on stream. It kind of works. It works pretty well. It needs to be game developed. Yeah.
And then after PAX, what's next for you? You focused on your spooky Spooktober.
Yeah, so I'll come back.
After that,
I'll come back.
November, you're locking
November forward. So November forward will be developing guild quests as well as getting ready for Starlight 2026, because I want to go bigger than we ever have for 2026. Like I want to go because like this year we did new things.
You want to get to be in 5th spot.
I want to be in 5th spot, even 4th. I want to beat our high score.
What's the difference between you and 3rd place? How do you get podium for people who have raised most money for Starlight?
Let's have a look. The person that's like top is like 1.8 million, I believe. So the number 1 spot is 1.8 million over 6 years.
It'll be a while before you.
You don't know. I mean, I got moves. I got plans. Let's fucking go. Let's go. Okay, so. To get 5th spot, we have to go from $49,095.38 to $56,354.39. So we need another $7,000. Yeah.
And then like into 5th space.
Honestly, 4th space isn't that far either. 4th space is only $300 difference. And then 3rd place is like 60,000, and then there's a huge jump between 3rd, so it's doable.
Yeah, but you could get
especially if
you go massive this next year, and actually you're in a good place for it. And
I want to hold the event. I want to have the event go for the whole month. It's going to be a West March. It's going to be a West March, which means that community will get to play, and then we'll have creators that want to be a part of the project that will play too, and it'll be a massive month-long West March season. And then what I want to do there is learn as much about West March play as possible, so I can roll it into future West March projects. Because
what do you define West March as? Because I know a few people have got like their own interpretations and differences of
West March. West March is multiple GMs playing one overarching story that plays together, and so you may play at the main stage, but you might also play slaying goblins on the West Coast to find out that there was an artifact there. It gets brought back to camp. The GMs are like, they brought the artifact back, we put that preface out. And West March is not only just played at the table, West March is played between sessions as well. So you would do posts before sessions that draw hooks into the narrative. So my interpretation of it is the original D&D was the player count was like 99. It was meant to be a community played game. You were meant to be playing with like a lot of people. So you'd have multiple GMs running the story. You had multiple tables playing. You have a mixed match of different tables. Interestingly enough, campaign 4 with Critical Role is a West March style campaign, which is really fucking interesting. Right. The Oakenash stuff that I did was West March-ish. It was a coexisting world. Right, so all the players were connected, all the world stories were connected. You would see things that would match up,
but the true West March thing is that you have a chance of like cross play with different tables, right? So like what would probably happen in the West March that I want to run and I'm envisioning is that people that are, you know, in the guild and part of the event, and we've got all that infrastructure and like admin and stuff, which I'm so good at, but we'll probably have people that are like way better at it. We'll be like, hey, who wants to go out and slay goblins on the East Coast? We heard that there's something strange out there. It might have to do with this, and we can have that happen. They go out there, they play that session, they bring it back, they share it with the community and everyone that's playing, and they find out something about it, and that perpetuates the story and moves the story forward. We're like, okay, we've got this clue now that has something to do with the Dark Wizard on the west like plains.
The thing that I was always interested and confused me about how to handle running a West matches is leveling up and progression, because the idea of them is that you've got a huge pool of players and whoever is available to do this particular mission, let's go and do those, let's investigate the rumors of the goblins on the East Coast, and then they're like, yeah, I want to do that, and they join the party, and then the same person goes, oh, there's rumors of the Driders in the forest in the north, and they go and deal with that, and they come back. Whereas other players who are like, I've got a family and, you know, young baby, and like I've got long-term jobs and commitments and stuff, so I can join for one game every 2 months or something. And like, how are you leveling everybody up and keeping them all power level the same? So
that's definitely something to take into account. I think seasons works really well, right? And it might be that you can design for that, and it might be that you can't design for that, because it might be the whole MMORPG thing. But you can get into the whole what happened with World of Warcraft versus having time to be able to play versus expediting play for the ability to play at different times. Like you can design and develop for anything, right? It's just, I think that it depends on the project and how you're doing it. Because if it's long-term play, you are right. But if it's like, hey, we're going to be playing for a season, these are your scheduled games, and then you can do party XP rather than player XP. Maybe you have GMs stand in for your character, or maybe you even have people that are okay to play up your character mechanically. It's tricky. There's no perfect answer to everything, right?
There's also like, you can just be like, this level, everybody all the adventurers in the town are now level 2. All the adventurers in the town are now level 3.
Well, you are right, because
you could have some sort of, you could even come up with like a world building thing of like, no matter who's going out doing the grinding, as a community, the Adventurers Guild is leveling up, and so
is it important to have differential levels, or is it better to have unified levels? What is better for the game that you're designing and like what you're trying to do? Because there is something to say that designing for a MMO style, I play more, therefore I have more experience game design, that's valid in some places, but having uniform levels, that's also like good as well. And you can design, there's no perfect answer. I don't know the answer of it yet, because we're not up to that developmental stage, but that'll be going from November onwards. I'll be looking at how many GMs we need, how we do the like sign up. I do think seasonal is the best way to go, which is like, hey, we have a season of this, and then like we have the story and all its like branches and things that we need. We play it out. We take everything that we learned, and then we see what we do in the future. We come back for a second season or something like that. Maybe we do it every Starlight. It's like, oh, I can't wait for Starlight this year because we get to jump back into our West March game, season 2. Let's fucking go. And we've got all the story points locked in. We're like, okay, we learned this, this, and this, and this, and this is how the story's going to develop.
What about we fast forward into the far future? What's your sort of blue sky ideal? What's your not end goal, but what's your far future goal for DGM? What would you love it to be?
I fucking love this question. I had this idea in Gen Con when I came over for HugCon as well as Gen Con, and I was sitting with Careful Cantrip. And as I was sitting there and was catching up with them, they were sitting on the roof talking about all type of things. I had this idea of like how cool it would be to have a place where you could come and learn TTRPGs or music or art or just coming together, right?
Like a creativity school.
Like a campus.
Just an actual physical campus
like
guild,
a campus.
like an actual guild hall.
a guild hall. So my blue sky is that we would have DGM guild halls around the world that would be accessible for people to learn and play TTRPGs, and to bring that back, those barriers, so people can play. Because I think that one of the most important things in the future, that what I want to bring to the world, is play, creativity, and community. And I feel like having those things in place would be hugely beneficial. And what I'm doing now is I'm building our first guild hall with the guild, which is our digital guild hall. And then Blue Sky, we've just finished laying the foundations for the DGM guild hall in LA, and in Yorkshire, you know, where a future little Rob can go learn about TTRPGs. Just Yorkshire.
Yorkshire,
I'd want them everywhere, because, like, as I said earlier, if I had that place when I was younger where I could learn how to finish and tell that story and finish that story with community, fuck yeah. Like, being a father myself, I know how important play is, and that's why I try to bring it to everything that I sort of am in. I'm always one to, like, try and find some way to have fun and play, because that's how we learn. We learn best through play. Like, we love it. We love stories. We learn through stories, and we are being together. Like, we're meant to work together, and so that's what I would want it to be. Like, I would want this dream, grow, make. Not Dreaded GM, dream, grow, make. Like, at the end of the day, if I'm forgotten, but the dream, grow, make, play, story, community, that's it. Because that's why I'm here today, is because
it's a good answer.
Do those things.
It also answers the first question that we had from you from Keyboard Smashed. Why are you so cool? I think you just answered it.
I just am.
Renarian says, Rob wanted me to ask, beep, 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 beep.
Fuck.
Thank you, Renarian. I've forgotten to ask myself. But
we haven't even answered the beep thing. I explained.
The beep thing. Do you want to talk about where the beep thing came from, or is it just
we totally can. I shared it the other day on one of our. I think it was Guild Grub. I talked about it because we got into it, and I hadn't shared it in the past. For me, I realized it's powered play and powered friendship. So,
dread.
Beep. Have you got a beep? Fuck. So happy. Do you want to tell the story? How are we going for time?
The funniest thing about the story is that there's no fucking story behind it. You just sent me a reel of a bunch of firemen fucking around, and one of them had hidden like a radio, a walkie-talkie somewhere in the other one's belongings.
Yeah.
It was like in the ceiling tile above his locker or something, so it sounded like it might have been in the locker, but it was hidden, and
it was a
then
prank
every so
because
often whenever he was in there,
they were revenge. Beep. Because like what had happened was like because like they'd been pranking each other, and this was the next prank,
and the guy was losing his mind, upturning shit and being like,
he hasn't slept for weeks. He hasn't slept for weeks because every time he tries to sleep, beep, he's like, he's got an axe, he's like cutting into things.
And then you just started beeping at me.
I sent it to you. Well, like the intent of it was that I sent it to you, and I was like, because I knew how busy you were, because you were out in the world, you were doing your fucking best, and we had talked about how there would be pretty long stints for us, like being able to reply to each other, and you at one point you had said, I'm sorry, I haven't been able to reply, I've been so busy, you know, like, and I was like, you don't have, like, I haven't asked you to be sorry, you don't have to be sorry. But then I had sent you that, and when I had sent it to you, I'd realized that it's like, hey, look, I know you're busy. I know you've got things going on. And all I want you to know is that I'm going to beep you every now and then. And that beep doesn't have any expectations apart from letting you know I love you. And I hope you're okay. And if you beep back, fuck yeah. And it evolved from there. The first beep prank was actually your birthday stream that you did with AJ. It was a Minecraft. There's like a mine sleeper thing, and it's like everyone had these beautiful messages, and AJ had gone to all this fucking work to put on this beautiful birthday thing, and I was like, I know what I'm gonna write. This is perfect. Beep. It's full stop. It was one word, but because we had been building this powered friendship, our powered play. you knew what I meant, you know, and it's just evolved from there. And now I just like you and I just find ways to prank each other with it, and to also just like beep each other. And it's there's so many different mini games that we have with it, like replacing words with beep. One of my most ingenious ones is the Discord flare, which I am so proud about. Yeah, which is like, oh, there's 4 letters exactly. Beep. And I was like, I don't know if have you seen the secret video? Has someone betrayed me and sent you the secret video?
No, I haven't seen a video.
There's a secret video. No one sent it to Rob. Because I made a video explaining what it is and how to do it, and having fun with it. But then you fucking beeped me back, motherfucker. Because like my idea was to have multiple people in your Discord with beep 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 all the way down, and how funny that would be. And I was just cackling. Imagine you like going into your Discord and seeing beeps everywhere. And then I'm just like minding my own business. And then I look over and there's beep next to your name. I'm like,
yeah,
fucker got me back.
Lean into
it's
it.
a double-edged beep.
Oh, you can eat me if you want.
You can
I
eat me
broke
if
my
you want
ankle.
to.
Yeah, take the power out of it.
Oh, look how
Take
juicy
the power
I
out of it
look.
by leaning into it. Macabre asks, which
laugh.
one of you would be the first to stab the other during a peace negotiation, and why is it Rob? I have less patience and less wholesomeness, and
Yeah.
I'm grumpier on a morning. Depends when the peace negotiations would be, and that's why it would be me.
It's during a raid, which
It's
we've been winning.
Well, negotiable. Debatable whether or not you win the raid. We did start with raids, but we'll get into that when somebody asked how did we meet. Macabre asks, you swear now? You should have told us. Yeah. Fred used to not swear at all and say things like heck yeah, and
heck yeah.
what were your other good gosh darn it.
Gosh darn.
Now they swear for some reason. I don't
Yeah, I
think
swear.
it makes them less wholesome, to be honest.
No, it's fucking great. It came from me coming back after that video. I realized that I was coming in with like rock and roll energy, and like the first thing I say, let us fucking begin, because like it's a new age. We're doing new things, and I just want to be me. And then the whole "I swear now" meme is just fucking funny because I keep hammering at home.
Dread. Cinderfingers asks, your purple and green logo is cool. Do you have a cool purple mini or a cool green mini for show and tell?
Oh, I do have.
You need a little purple dragon like the one in your logo.
I have a mini Dread from back in the day. Does that work?
Ooh, cool. That is cool.
Yeah, it's a little Dread.
Yeah, nice. Nice ring too.
Thank you. I have a story about that ring. I'll tell you. I think you know what it is. You were there for it when I got it.
I was there when you got it.
It's a Mjolnir. It's fucking so cowboy. It's so fucking cool.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Fun. Like, oh, you like it? It's yours.
Tank, there you go. Yours. Thanks, mister. Gee whiz.
Oh, cheers.
Gee whiz.
Keyboard asked, I've been learning a lot as a player from watching your games. What's one bit of advice you'd give to a future potential maybe GM?
This is a general. This is my favorite bit of advice I try to give everyone. I love it so much. It goes for GMs and it goes for players as well. Always try to be more interested than you are trying to be interesting. The best TTRPG games that you will ever have is when everyone is leaning in. And so that's something that I hold true. I believe in fundamentally, and it helps table culture so much. So whenever I'm sitting at the table as a player or I'm sitting at the table as a GM, I try to make sure that I am developing my skill and my ability to be more interested in other people's characters or more interested in the GM story. I still want to be interesting. Obviously, it's a spectrum, right? But I know I feel so much fucking better when someone's like, your character, so fucking cool. That moment that happened, fuck yes, you know? And it helps everyone because it builds creative confidence. It makes us feel seen. And if everyone is trying to do that at the table, let's go. And that's why favorite moments for anyone that's watched my older stuff cultivates that. It helps that. It takes longer, but it helps grow that. Oh man, when you did that moment, fuck yes, that was so sick. I loved it. And it helps because like, you know, when like if you look at any of the games that we played together, Rob, like when we have those moments where we're all like leaning in to see what you fucking do or what I fucking do, it's the best. It's the magic. It's the sauce. So if you can just approach it with, I'm going to be more interested than trying to be interesting, and then try to help other people have that at the table, you'll have the best fucking games.
Yeah, as a GM, trying to facilitate that as well, like trying to recognize when somebody else is trying to be super interesting and just like trying to as the GM to sort of navigate that.
Yeah.
Nerdwitch asks, what's one story that changed your life the most? Deep questions, Nerdwitch.
The fuck? That's a fucking deep. That's a deep cut.
What's a life-changing story?
Holy shit. There's so many. The tricky question, the tricky part of this question is, as a professional storyteller, you have so many different stories. It's a good question. Fundamentally changed my life. Okay, so my poetic fucking story. No, bail on that. So, okay, let's go with the one that immediately comes to mind. The one that one of my most important stories is one that hasn't been seen on screen. One that was really profound for me. I don't know if it changed my life, but it was something that I realized that the power of story and its healing potential is fucking off the charts, even to the point where I didn't know I was doing this subconsciously. So before I cut off my dreads and before I was figuring stuff out, I was working for a company that was a social support company that would help people through playing TTRPGs. And we had this long multi-adventure campaign that had run over several, not sessions, what do they call them? Terms, multiple terms. So we'd have 10 episodes every term.
Right.
And there was this one character's arc between two revenants or two reborns. And they had come back from being tortured and rebuilt from this dark wizard, like lich mastermind. And the story that I told with them, because their villain was so important to who they were and what they were doing, that we had followed this master, as they would call them, and they were the remnants of this master, and it's like dark experiments and stuff like that. The story that I had told was that by the end of it, through all this fucking, we're trying to take down the master, he's tortured us so much, was that he ended up being a lich. His phylacterum was that it was the story itself that people had believed about him, the trauma and everything that they had around him. The only reason his phylactery was powerful and indestructible was because they were holding on to this memory, this story of him. And as they discovered his story and what he was and who he was, he came from this, like, he didn't matter. Nothing mattered. He wasn't legend. He wasn't anything like that. But he found a way to build up his influence and his, like, people knowing him and for what he did. And that had applied to his phylacterum. And so for them to destroy his phylacterum, they had to tell him, like, he didn't matter anymore. They had to let him go. And his name was John Smith. His name was John Smith. And so the reason that was so profound for me was that John is a name for me that I had realized that was a name that I had been holding on to for a long time from my dark past. Without getting too much into it, I have a pretty fucked up past, and I didn't realize that John was that name. But when I had applied it in the story, I had realized that I was doing the same thing, and this John was a lich that I was giving power to. And a long time ago, I let go of. I had destroyed that power. It was a cool fucking story. Obviously, as you know, when you tell D&D stories, there are all these like twists and turns and complications and details that you can't really tell in a quick sentence for an answer. But I was like, holy fuck. Like, that was probably in there subconsciously at the very least.
Exactly the sort of answer that there's a story that's changed your life. To have that
realization. Exactly.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I had the realization that I had
giving this lich the power by holding on to their story.
And I had killed that lich many, many years ago, and I had already moved on to bigger and greater things. And I know that that's not always doable for everyone, but like if you find a way to destroy the phylactery, fuck yeah. Just like imagine what's next. It was a great fucking story. I had all the players crying. I don't know if I should have been doing that in a social work area. You know? It's a great fucking game. It is, yeah.
We've got a lot of questions, so let's try quick fire some of them. Macab asks, when was the first time you two met? All right, so basically, I was getting into TTRPGs. I got introduced to the Viva guys, started kicking things off with them. We started a second channel for TTRPGs, then went into lockdown. So didn't have much stuff for the channel, so we did isolation games. And then people were loving the isolation games so much that a friend of mine contacted me and said, hey, the first episode of Isolation Games, people are raving about it and how good it is and how good you are as a GM over in Ben's Twitch channel. And I was like, what the hell's Twitch? So I made myself an account just to log in and be egotistical about like, oh, what are people saying about how good it is? And instantly people were like, you should stream as well. You should stream stuff on Twitch. And I didn't know what to stream. I didn't know what Twitch was about, but I started doing some reading streams and other things that are story related. I started making stat blocks for monsters and stuff, and just having chats, and people could ask me questions about how I DM and things. And then it started with me raiding into the Viva guys, and then raiding into me, and that's how I got a huge number of followers in a short amount of time. But after a while, it was just like raiding into the same people and raiding back out of the same people, and I was like, I need to actively be looking for other people in the TTRPG community and raiding into them instead, passing this love on to other people who do D&D stuff. So I just started browsing Dungeons and Dragons on Twitch, and I went into a few of them, and I would sit there and watch, like before raiding them I'd go and like actually watch them. And there was a few channels I was like, they're making pretty off-color sexist jokes here, and it's a bunch of dudes at a table, and I don't really like that. That's not the vibe I'm going. Check out somebody else and went, yeah, this is fun, but they're kind of boring. Like they're just like, it's a good table, or they're doing something really cool with their their virtual tabletop or whatever, but it's a kind of a boring story. And then I just happened to click on Dread because they were in the browse, they were in the For You page sort of thing, and I went and checked out Dread, and I was like, oh, this is fun. This guy's good at the descriptions, and the characters are all invested, and the roleplay's good. Yeah, I'll give them a go. I'll raid into them, and then followed them and raided in, and it was just from there. It was just immediate. Like, you raided back a couple of times.
Yeah.
I raided you. We started like having this bond of like raiding each other.
Yeah.
And like going to raid wars with all of the emotes.
Fucking raid wars, so good.
The raid wars you have to like spam all your emotes as much as you can. And who's gonna win? And we were about the same level at the time.
We're same level.
We were growing at a similar level, and we were like helping each other grow.
Yeah.
And that's
and
how it started.
then you outgrew me, and then we got knocked with
immediately.
like,
I'm way better, but like,
yeah, sorry, I get it. Yeah, I get it.
But like, I don't hold it against you that I'm better than you.
You don't hold against me. Yeah. But like, and then like now we're beating you there.
Well, you know. Well,
yeah. I am so proud.
I mean, if you need to cheat, that's a...
No, it's a cheat. Didn't cheat at all.
Centauri asks, everyone knows the trope about the party adopting Bobo the Goblin. As a DM, what's your favourite NPC you've created?
Oh, fuck. Okay, wait. So...
Quick fire answers. We've got like 12 more questions. Who's your favourite NPC?
Magresh, Sabana. I really fuck with Vel. Coda's dope. I love Coda. Go watch Osador. Owlbear. That owlbear? I fucking love that owlbear.
Coda's Big Day Out was very fun.
Yeah, Coda's Big Day was so much fun.
Disappointed that it's gone now.
No, it's there. I uploaded it. It's in the archive. I'll send it to you. Oh, well, I got it for you if you want. Yeah, it's no. We got it. We're restoring the archives now. That's one of the major projects. Yeah.
Yeah. You've got a lot of cool NPCs.
I got a lot of cool NPCs.
Scrappy as well is also a fun one. That you
Scrappy is huge.
You were like, started playing them and things.
Well, yeah, because that was part of the Starlight.
Where did Scrappy actually come from? Where was Scrappy's origin?
So back in the day when we were developing Dreaded GM, and you know this, you're like trying to not only like run the desk and run the stream, but you're also trying to roleplay and host at the same time. I would fuck up, but I would make fun of it. I'd be like, oh, the fucking tech goblins. Scrappy, can you get this fixed, please? I'm on it. Okay, give me a second. This wire here. Nope, that's not it. Come on, Scrappy, let's get this. Oh, there we go. And we just continued that bit. And then like that character developed as we did that. And eventually when we did the Starlight game, like, well, let's bring Scrappy in as a Twitch controlled character. And that's what we did. And then we actually had one of our wardens, before they were wardens, they made the account for Scrappy for Twitch and Discord. I'm like, you're a warden now. That's fucking great. Yeah. And so like, it's just fun. It's all play. Yeah.
Keyboard asks, how would you describe your philosophy when it comes to playing at your tables?
Again, interested versus interesting. Creative confidence. It's really important that you develop creative confidence because not everyone's at the same creative confidence. Not everyone can be so egotistical as me and Rob with our amazing creative abilities and voices and descriptions.
I'm the most egotistical person you'll ever meet.
So I'm even more egotistical than you. Favorite moments is one of those things. Building the culture of play. I think people first. A lot of the stuff I'm gonna be doing with DGM, I went and learned all these like wisdoms and like social things because I could bring it back to the table because it's the players. They are the things that create the stories at the table. And so often we are locked in with what's happening here, and people that have had player drama before, like that can be the center focus when really it's like everyone else. So my tables have always been long lasting because I've always tried to find a way to help them be collaborative and build that creative confidence and to be more interested than interesting. I've just went away and learned a bunch of stuff so I can bring it back to the table. And one thing that I needed to also learn on is that I'm a part of that table too. So I also need to be looking after my own health, my own sort of like be interested in myself as well and all that sort of stuff. So play for DGM,
play,
do this.
Grow, yeah, develop. Dream, grow, Mel.
Make.
Mel. Maida asks, am I forgiven for earlier? Because I think that's in reference to them traitoring me. Maida the traitor. I was about to raid into you. We were going to win the raid fight because I was hyping up and then Maida was like, "Oh, raid incoming," and got you all ready, and you were
Marta did the right thing.
Maida rang the bells like a traitor and warned you that we were coming.
Marta did the right thing.
Surprise attack. Forgiven for earlier? No. And also, which are your favourite PCs you've ever played? What's your favourite?
Fuck, dude. That's hard. I mean, Ollie comes straight to mind because it's the most long-run character, but Azalis, I fucked with Azalis so much. Captain Fox, because we fucking... Yeah. Azalis was great.
Fox was fantastic.
Yeah, Fox was great. A lot of our our one-shot characters are great too, you know. But, you know, I think... I don't know if I have a favorite. But I would say that the one that would like had the most growth for me and learning stuff would be Ollie, because like I had to challenge myself on that character because it's not usually a character that I play. There were parts that Ollie was not meant to be likable, you know, like he was meant to be like broken and insecure and all these things, and it was fucking hard. It was so fucking hard to play against making likable characters, you know, like literally even like the skywrite in the sky when we were leaving. I know that wasn't optimal. I know that, but Ollie doesn't know that. Ollie's like fucking, we're on an adventure. We're Wonderbound. It's like, it was like, I would say Ollie. Yeah. But like, I have so many fucking great other characters too. So it's
Herman's also one of my favorites. Nobody will see that because he was a private game, but he was just my human barbarian soldier background, and his rage was all PTSD related from losing his brother at war. And so whenever he saw his friends getting attacked, he went into a violent rage.
Oh, I fuck with that hard.
Yeah, that was a.
I fuck with that. That's and you have cool character concepts too, like your pacifist character. So dope.
I like to restrain myself. Like Lyndon was only transmutation. I was like, he's a transmutation wizard. He's only going to take transmutation spells. And I like to challenge myself with those things sometimes and go like, oh, I'm going to put a restriction on it. I'm going to be a paladin of the redemption, and so I'm not going to take any damaging stuff. So I'm going to just take everything to do with like passive and like calming emotions and things. And I'm going to use it for a one shot where we have to kill Vecna and be like, how is this going to work? And it worked real well.
Real well.
And he's not salty about it at all.
Not salty about it at all.
Wabberjack asks, favourite moments. Dread, what's one of your favourite Rob moments you can remember from playing at a table together? Rob, what's one of your favourite Dread moments you can remember from playing at a table together?
I fucking love that question so much.
Oh god, so many times. All right, I'll just go with the first
So
one
many
that comes to mind
games.
because we've got so many questions to answer. One of the first things to come to mind was just a one shot that we were in. We were both players in this Adventures League sort of Icewind Dale situation, and we decided that we were going to be ex-lovers / friends, and you were a barbarian woman, a barbarian tiefling or something. I was like a
think
little wizard or something.
Yeah, because did you ride me?
Yeah, you picked me up a few times. We had a sled at some point, so you had to like put me on a sled in front of you, and I was casting grease in front of the sled to make it go faster and stuff.
Cool.
It was we were like, and just the role play we had in that, where the role play we were having in that one, we were just like back and forth on
I fuck with that
on being friends.
Because it's so early on before we. Yeah, because we were still developing our connection and like our play and all that, and we essentially it was like our first sort of outside of thing, which was like, hey, do you want to do this thing? And then we did that, and I actually have a hoodie from that, and that's the reason why I love that hoodie so much, because it's the Kobolds on a trench coat, and it's like 2020. But I remember that because it was like that was the time that it felt there was no other reason apart from just playing, you know. So I fuck with that answer so much because it's a fun game. Yeah.
What's your favorite moments with us playing together?
Has to be the if you haven't seen it, I won't spoiler it, but it's like it's Krell's scene.
Yeah.
We were like, it was breathtaking. Like everyone was fucking leaning in. We were all like, holy shit, what's going to fucking happen? It's like so good. It's so good.
It was my introduction to Forgeling and Kendall as well, and they were like,
yeah,
this guy.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah. It was great. There's so many other moments like kiss a lich. I kissed a lich and I like it. You know.
I don't know how it's happened, but I've kissed a lich twice in Dreads games in two different characters, 2 different games.
And it's gonna happen a third time.
Yeah, we're gonna get that third.
Yeah.
Also, speaking
so
of
many
kissing,
moments
didn't
there.
we? What was the situation with? Didn't we make out at the end of a session? At the end of a one shot once, and we were.
Yes.
It
Was
like
that
a
AJ's
surprise
game?
twist or something. Yeah, AJ was. There was like
no, AJ was
love
playing,
triangle.
and yeah, it was a love triangle, and then like I think that AJ's character was like flirting hard with one of our characters. I forget which one it was.
Yeah.
And then I remember having athlete because I was like climbing up stuff, and at the end, like you and I had planned it.
You were an anthropomorphic creature. You were like
Yeah,
a person or a tabaxi or something.
Something like that. It was very barbarian-esque, but I remember that we were like at the end because like AJ was. Like AJ was playing
it. Like, in my mind, I don't remember the circumstances for some reason. It's just disappearing. But like, I remember like I was in the back of a wagon or something. You were trying to climb up, or
it's
on
a
a
game. I think
a
it was a
fleeing,
dad game.
Horse and cart or something.
Yeah.
And I like help. I like hold my hand out and give you help
like, it's
up
like,
into the cabin, and then like embraced you and we made out.
And we hadn't told AJ because we wanted to surprise AJ. We wanted to surprise everyone. And AJ's like, oh. And we were like, fucking, we got what we wanted here. That was so great.
That's when
that was a good moment.
Yeah. I remembered more of the story, actually. Jesus, these guys they're still asking questions, so we're not getting through them.
They love us. What can I say?
Meta asks, Andy's coming. Thank you, Maida. Tia Madrid, not a question, but I wanted to say both that you inspire me. Thank you very much, Tina.
Fuck yeah, you inspire us.
Nerdwitch says, Rob, do you think last year's Halloween special would translate to a one-page RPG? If you make it 2 pages, maybe you'll win best one-page RPG next year.
Fucking got him. Got him. Goody.
I was up for best one-page RPG at the Cricket Awards this year, and I lost out to a 2-page RPG. In the category
bullshit.
Of best one-page RPG.
Yeah.
To be fair, it is a very good RPG. It's just not one page.
Yeah, and that's what TTRPG I said to Rob as well.
One-page RPG. I don't know if the Halloween Lovecraftian thing would work as a one-page RPG because there's a lot of mechanics regarding its composure scores and stuff. But I am translating it into a medium that's not just the VOD of the game, but because it's all written in first-person journal entries, we're actually literally writing it out and turning it into a book so that you can physically read the
yes!
journal, which is pretty fun.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's a fun process that I'm in the moment. We're getting
TTRPG as well is going to be 1 page because of because like in your head now it's like it's not 1 page if it's on 2 pages. So
if it's a 1-page RPG, it needs to be on 1 page.
Yeah.
Renarian asks, West matches. How about East Aprils? Ha 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 ha. Try harder. Phoenix Rocks, not Phoenix Cross. who is going to be joining us for Death Roulette this year, which is very exciting. Rocks says, what is the greatest thing about Guild Hug time for you?
Wait, what? That's a deep cut question.
What is the greatest thing about Guild Hug for you?
Did we talk about Guild Hug? I don't think we talked about Guild Hug. So Guild Hug. Yeah, so Guild Hug.
And Guild Quest.
Yep.
Is Guild Hug?
So Guild Hug was where it all fucking started. So Guild Hug was like, it's all been like building slowly over time. Last year when I still had dreads, essentially what happened was I opened up about some stuff and then everyone else started opening up about stuff and it's been really fucking good. And so like it started with Guild Hug. I called it Guild Hug without any intention of building more guild stuff. We're on that track now. Essentially what happens is we talk about deeper questions. I've got a bunch of question cards that we answer as well, which is really good because it gives that time and space to connect authentically as a community. What was the question there? I know, so I'm making sure I'm navigating in there.
Best thing about Guild Hug for you?
The best thing about me is that I get to be my genuine self. I give a place that people are allowed to open up and in a genuine way as well. One thing that's been tricky is with building the infrastructure outside of me streaming. I want to make sure that I'm able to help people because there's something about Guild Hug that just like organically works when I'm in the stream space, when I'm able to react and talk with people. And so I had to do the leadership thing, which was like, let's not do it outside of Guild Hug. The best thing is that it's been incredibly healing for me. It's helped me connect with people. It's also found people that are looking for that connection as well. And we're all growing, So like that's really important. And it's the sort of stuff that I would talk to you about or other people outside of Guild Hug, So it's really great. Yeah, I fuck with it.
Good. Smay asks, do you have a swear word to add to Rob's swear word randomizer? Dread already has. Dread's added a beep as both a prefix and a suffix. So one day, if we do it long enough, it is a guaranteed.
I want double beeps
with the randomizer. One day the swear word will come out as beep.
Makes me so happy. Beep beep.
It's such a beep beep.
You're such a beep beep. When we get beep beep, fuck yeah. I'm trying to think of something else there. Let me think about it because like Andy's coming is a meme. I swear now.
That's the problem with AC. Is that if you say it, even in conversation, you got to quite.
I think we're going to do it around PAX.
Are they just saying it, or are they? Is it a thing I've got to do because they said it?
I think we do it around PAX.
We got it, but not on other people. We can't do it on other people's panels. Can't fuck with.
Robert's name backwards to answer the thing. Robert backwards. That's the swear. Trebor.
Trebor.
Yep. Trebor.
Trebor mints are a little bit stronger.
Wait, are they an actual mint?
Yeah, Trebor is a brand of mint. And, I remember when I was
don't want to use that now. Hartley backwards.
Putting Yeltra.
Yeltra
Nora Trebor. That's my name.
You've thought about this. That's why you were prepared.
You not?
No, I haven't.
Not thought about what your name backwards spells?
Nope.
Renarian asks, wait, you cut off your dreads? Does that mean you're no longer dreaded GM, but dadded GM, where the dad is the dad jokes?
Dad jokes? I'll fuck with that. I'll take that. Yeah. I've been thinking about this. I still think I am dreaded GM or dread, right? And so because I want to get away from this being me, but I still think that I have my personal persona and like people are wondering what to call me. Call me Josh, call me whatever feels comfortable, dread. But I still think I am dreaded GM. I don't think I need the dreadlocks for that anymore because I'm no longer a jerk. I'm fucking scary. I'm coming for you, world. Yeah.
I like that Meta knew the ending to that little jingle that I just did. Trebor mints are a little bit stronger. Stick them up your bum and they last a lot longer. It's not the actual official jingle, but it is the one that y'all sing around Yorkshire. That's for sure.
Great.
Centauri asks, are the pink deadlies still deadly?
Yes, and I'm very excited to bring them back. Oh man, that's another deep cut. So for people that don't know, Dreaded GM, we have a set of dice called the Pink Deadlies. I fuck with making magic things magic, right? So Rob has some very special dice I've gifted him, which are stat dice that are like for every character that I've ever run for that have rolled stats. Those dice are the ones that have been used. So I've gifted out 12 of them. One set to Rob, one set to Dag, and then I also gifted one set to Wubba as well, and that's them there. And then I've got the rest of the set there. Pink Deadlies are Chessex dice, and which are ghostly pink dice, and they are incredibly deadly and they kill players. And if you ever watched any of the older streams, we had a channel point reward. They've got the highest kill count at the table. And so what would happen is we'd have a little pink icon above my portrait as the GM, and every time someone turned on the Pink Deadlies, I would get to use them. And so there would be these pink deadly wars in the chat with people turning them on and turning them off because like the players like fucking stop it. But it was fun, and we actually animated it. It was really fucking cool, and I want to bring it back for sure. They're still deadly, though they are slumbering for now.
So Keyboard has bookended their first question with their last question. Final question: why are you all so awesome? So it started with why you're so cool, and now why you're so awesome. You're awe-inspiring.
Honestly, I just think that we just feed into each other in the sense that like we make each other more awesome and cool. You know, like Andy's incoming and beeps and all that sort of stuff is just coming from places of play, you know, and also allowing each other to grow.
I was like, that's a delayed one, but they didn't do it. They just said it. So I was like, And also it sounded like you said Andy isn't coming or something. No,
Andy isn't coming.
They actually said it.
I did slip that one up. Yeah.
Capuchin, he didn't slip it in. Capuchin with a jacket asks, how do you all come up with DCs? I tried to DM, but I'm so bad at making the DC too hard or too easy and it derails. Is it just experience? It is partly experience, yes, but it is partly the fact that I have a table right here on the inside of my screen, very top left, most important placement, easy to remember where it is on the screen. Boom, it is being mirrored obviously, but it is a difficulty table. Exceptionally easy, DC of 3. Very easy, DC of 6. Easy, DC of 9. Moderate, 12. Tough, 15. Challenging, 18. Difficult, 21. Very difficult, 24. Extremely difficult, 27. Nearly impossible, 30. Boom. I just went through it like that because in the DMG for D&D it just goes up in 5s. It says 5 is easy, 10 is moderate, 15 is hard, and 20 is very hard and stuff. But I found that like five numbers between 5 and 10 is quite a sway, so I switched them into 3s and made a slightly more nuanced table.
There's like a bunch of different ways you can gamify it. Draw Steel, which is a game that I'm going to play at PAX, has really got some really cool stuff in it. There's a bunch of different ways to add modifiers. Like, oh, you get this adds 2, this adds 2, this adds 4. I usually like to immerse myself in it and I vibe it. I'm very, very much intuitive when it comes to it, what feels right, you know, and that's how it gets me into like odd numbers and stuff like that. But I know that there are a lot of people that need and want and enjoy those harder sort of systems that lock it in, you know. So, you know, there's also degrees of success, which is like, oh, I succeeded by like 10, I get to do something even better. It's whatever's like, my answer would be whatever's the most fun. Go with whatever's the most fun and what benefits your game. That's like one principle that you can take into any client.
But I'd also say go for try and get some consistency though, because if you go with what's fun at the moment and you end up with going like, well, last session that guy had to get a 12 to smash down the door, and you're now making it 18 just because it's me. It's a little,
consistency is also good too.
So I very rarely stick to a set DC. I look at the table, or you know, the table's in my head now, but like I have an idea of how hard something should be, so I know I'm going to set it at an 11, and then they do a thing and they get a 10. It doesn't mean like you absolutely failed 100% on a 10 and you absolutely succeeded 100% on an 11. I'm like, if you got an 11, you just scraped by, so you might get most of what you were trying to do. If it's anything, obviously if it's like you jump across and catch a ledge, then you're either catching the ledge or you're not. There's some things that are kind of like a binary, you succeeded or failed. But most things that people are trying to do, if they're rolling an intelligence check to see if they know anything about this particular thing, I'm not going to set a DC for that at all. I'm just going to have everybody roll your intelligence check, see what you know about this monster you're fighting. You got a 6, you got a 12, you got a 19, cool. So I'm going to start with the 6, describe just like the basics of what you might know with 6. 12, cool, you know that, and also you know this much, and with an 18 you know this and this and this, and then, you know, I'll give them sliding scale of successes.
Exactly right. And like another thing is that like there's so many, the best thing is just to get in, make mistakes, get it wrong, experiment, and then find whatever's the most fun. There's a book called So You Want to Be a GM, so you want to be a game master. It has some really good stuff in there about it as well. Ultimately, a game master is creating toys and situations for players to play with each other at the table, right, and themselves included. So find the toys that everyone wants to play with and do that, but be consistent, because Magic Circle, if you're breaking the promises that you've made and expectations, there's going to be, ooh, that's gross. But that's a good thing to find out, because if you learn that, then you'd be like, okay, let me modify the Magic Circle so it's fun for us next time, you know. So
Last thing I'll say about setting DCs is just remember that when you're playing with a D20 system, when a D20 is the base thing you're rolling, then the average of that is a 10.5. So 10 and below is below average, 11 and above is above average, and commoners, just regular folk living in the world doing their lives, generally have a +0 modifier. They just they don't add anything to it. So if it's a task that you would fail about about as many times as you succeed, you set it at an 11. 11 is you're going to succeed 50% of the time.
Yeah.
For a commoner would succeed 50% of the time, and so you can think of it that way. That's why an easy task is set at a DC of 5 or 6, because a commoner person would succeed on an easy task 3/4 of the time. Maths.
Fuck
all right,
with
last
that.
few questions. Meta doesn't say a question, just wanted to shout that I fought on your side. You still traded. You betrayed me. That's how traitors work, Maida. You play both sides. You warned them we were coming, and then you tried to play on our side as if you were on my side. No.
One of my favorite Always Sunny memes is where one of the characters is like, here's the thing, I'm playing both sides. You don't tell me that you're playing both sides. I got this because I'm playing both sides. But yeah, it's funny.
Let's see what we got. Ashworm asks, do either of you know who Rob Ott is? Did one of you make them, or was it somebody else? Rob,
that was me.
Ott. What is Rob Ott? Robot.
Robots Hartley is our copper golem in Dungeons and Diamonds that I put in the main chest area. Robot, yeah, he beeps and boops and sorts chests.
I haven't gone onto Minecraft since the copper update, but I've been meaning to check out.
I've got a little bit of play.
Golems.
It's fucking sick.
The copper golems can't straighten out a path and make it more efficient, can they?
No.
They still need me.
They still need you. I'll always need you, bro.
Capuchin with a jacket asks, what's the best mischief DM thing that you used to screw with your party? Also,
Soup guy was one of them.
No more questions after this. Sorry, guys. We've already 3 hours into a 2-hour conversation, so we need to be these last 3 questions.
I'm being very well behaved as well.
Good, yes.
If you guys want, post them somewhere and we can answer them later. One of my favorite, the best, what do you one you go to? Do you have one?
No, I don't really know, because what's the thing you've used to screw with your party? I guess whenever I use red herrings to deliberately throw somebody off, when I literally used a red dragon in the in the Vive la Dirt League game, and I called it red herringbone. Because of the herringbone pattern that is Scales made, and so they called him Herringbone the Red Dragon, and then it was a red herring in the end. That was
I use NPCs. I don't use them all the time, but annoying NPCs. There's an NPC in Ostador, if you go watch them, where they're in a packed tavern. They're trying to talk about the plans. They sit down at their table, and there's just a guy there that's eating soup, and it's an old guy that's eating soup. And every time they're talking about their plan, the guy's like, it's good soup. It's good soup. And they're role playing, and then I'm just like, oh, it's so good. And it would just
damn,
do that.
Can we have another table? It's so busy.
And it's just an innocent guy just eating his fucking soup, and it's funny because it offers role play, and I was like, do you mind? It's like, no, I don't mind. It's if they say anything. There was another character called Roland, which is a tavern owner, and he would do parody songs which were bad, like Baby Albert do 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 do. And there was also I keep on Roland, yeah. So he was an aspiring bard, and I memed it up. I don't use them all the time because it's important to have authentic fun NPCs, but good NPCs, but the soup guy is one of my favorites because it was just they were just trying to do the story.
He's the sort of guy where when you can just feel the vibe is right for it, you can just introduce him anywhere else again. They're in a completely different part of the world.
Yeah.
It's cool, you sit down to discuss these war plans, and then there's just some guy in the corner drinking soup.
I wanted a guild of soup aficionados. I call them the broth barons. They travel the land trying all the soups. It's just fun, random NPCs that are just harmlessly annoying.
Renarian asks, so what if? That's the full question. To which I say, then.
What if? Then. Well, I mean, I like the Marvel consideration of what if. Let's say that what if the positions were reversed here and you were in my chair and I was in your chair, sort of situation? Like in the sense that like
I think Jeremy
I was doing the
like you've got a
Jeremy
bond with Jeremy.
Me and Jeremy.
Jeremy doesn't eat you because you don't fast or something. I don't know.
Okay, no. Here's the what if then. What if we had never raided into each other? Holy shit, that's a good question. Like you didn't click on my channel.
I'd be raiding into different people instead. Like that's.
I guess so. Yeah.
I
think the question has merit.
We wouldn't have known because you didn't, right? You didn't develop a bond with whoever you didn't develop a bond with. That's the thing. Like you, when we die, it'd be great if like we had some kind of like some review screens where we can be like, let's review parts of our life and just ask it omnipotent questions of like,
we can actually
what's the closest I came to having like a connection with a soulmate that I never met, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And
then the what if is if I didn't come back.
What if
that's a good what if? If I didn't come back after State of Dread.
Then what if for you or what if for me?
I think that what if, yeah, both. I don't know. What if's hard.
I don't really fuck with what ifs in
I know you don't fuck with it.
It sort of lines up with like regrets and stuff, and I don't tend to.
I do fuck with that approach. I think then what is like the reason it works for Marvel, and this is the answer to the question, is because they change parts of the story so that they can tell the story. So like if you were going to do a what if question, you would follow the line. It's kind of like what if Captain America was actually Iron Man, and they do an Iron Man Captain America series, and it's cool. It has uses, but like when we're doing our real life story sort of stuff, like this is narrative psychology. Yeah, I don't. It's hard to apply it. You have to put the what if something in there.
Not a nothing question. We've still actually managed to turn it into.
Yeah, I mean, I fuck with those. I fuck with these weird questions though. You know me. I'm like a dog with a bone.
I got one more question from Nicole, and then I'll give you one question that I think someone sent to me. AJ, I think might have sent it to me on Reel. Which was an interesting, thought-provoking question.
Fuck yeah.
Nicole asks, since coming back, are you content with the way you have done so and the progress you've made personally since and with the guild? What's been the hardest change to keep going with?
I'm very content. I'm excited. I'm incredibly happy. The hardest changes would be me doing the things that are naturally hard for me, which is accepting the leadership role and taking the leadership role in a healthy way. Like the thing I've been talking about, which is in Dune, that line, which is like a leader doesn't seek to be a leader hears the call and answers. And that's the sort of approach I'm taking with it. I see that like when I'm building this thing, I'm gonna have to do leader things, the most compassionate thing that's most beneficial for everyone, and that's just have to do, which is like empathy versus compassion. Another thing that's been challenging is that I'm so excited about it, and I want to just be doing it all the time. That it's on my every waking thought. So I've got to take time to meditate. I've got to take time to play. I've got to take time to rest and sleep, especially with a more open stream schedule. But I'm so fucking proud of the guild. I'm so fucking proud of like everyone coming together and how active everyone's been. Today was the first, and I'm so fucking happy about this, especially since Nicole's asking this question. Nicole came to me and was like, hey, I want to do something called Guild Crafts, where we get back in together in the Discord and we make stuff. We just sit down and hang out as a community and build stuff. And I was like, fuck yeah, let's go. And I just handed that over to Nicole, and Nicole handled that and ran that. And apparently I went in and checked out a little bit of it. They had a fun time. It sounded fucking sick. And that's what it's going to be about. It's not about me. It's not about anyone. And I know it was really special for everyone. So that sort of stuff makes me so happy. Like I can see what the guild is doing for people in such a beautiful way that I just want to support it and grow it however I can. So I've got to do the things that are hard, which is learning about money and revenue, as well as being a leader as well. Yeah.
Good answer. It's some difficult stuff to do, but you're on the way. Thank you for punctuating that with your boobies.
I'm making a TTRPG, if you don't know.
It's Boobtober. So we need to get our boobs out on stream.
We need to get our boobs out.
As long as they're male presenting nipples, I think Twitch doesn't have a problem with it.
That's so fucking weird, bro.
Question I had posed to me via Reel the other day that I found was a really interesting thing to think about was completely unrelated to everything we've just talked about, but it was a fun little hypothetical.
I love it.
In a world where every human wakes up tomorrow with the inability to lie, what would be the first industry to collapse?
Fuck. Oh shit.
And I was like, well, before you can even start answering that question, you need to define what it means to lie, which I have done many times in my life, because as an actor, I've often thought about, is acting lying, or is it something different? Is it a different category? And I've come down, personally, I've got an idea of what makes something a lie or not.
Yeah.
And I won't tell you because I want to hear your idea of that. What is it that defines a lie?
Okay. So this is so fucking interesting because of the whole genuine thing with GeForce. I think a lie is not just an omission. It's the use of it's communicating in a sense that is a falsehood. Like it's not true, but in particular,
but acting
is for the benefit.
Because I'm saying
yeah. Let me see if I can follow this logic. In particular, for malicious intent and self gain. It's also a security thing too, as well.
Think lies have to be malicious intent and self gain.
I mean, it depends what.
Okay,
the context of the question is that it would be, because it says what industries would fail, what would be bad. Like, I think that you're right. There are good lies, right, or omissions. Right. I don't know if they're good or what they lead to. I think that
I think there's definitely such thing as a good lie. For instance, like if somebody came, if I knew that somebody was hunting you and like literally wanted to kill you, and I hid you in my house, and then they came to my door and said, "Is Fred here?" And I said, "No." I think that's a good lie. But I would also argue whether that is even technically a lie at all, because another argument I've heard is that that's not a lie, because I'm giving the incorrect response to the question they verbally asked, but I am actually answering the correct answer to the question they were actually asking, which was, can I come in and kill your friend? And I said no. And it's like, what the implied question was is what I'm answering.
I fuck with this question so much.
But you can
it's so good.
Like, I'm answering the actual
it's kind of like
question.
For me, it's kind of like the concept of ego, right? So like ego gets a bad rap because ego is usually taken as like something that you're egotistical, or it's something that's detrimental or bad or something like that. But ego is just like the character or the self, right? So like it can be a good thing. It just needs to be a known thing, an understood thing. I think it's the same with lies. I think you're right. But in the context of the question, I feel like it's being prefaced as a bad thing. So then it's like we're focusing on the bad parts of lying. Right, so it's all subjective. There's no objective. This is what lie means.
Obviously, there's a lot of nuance to it, which is why I've thought about it a lot.
Yeah,
because I think, because here's another hypothetical. Let's say that you and I are in a romantic relationship, but and we're meant to be. We've decided that we're monogamous.
Yeah.
But I'm having an affair with somebody else.
Yeah.
And that I know I'm doing that. And I know, and you know that I'm doing that. You found out, and that you know, and I know that you know that I'm doing it, but we haven't actually talked about it yet. And you're kind of avoiding talking about it, or you're whatever. You're. If I say, "Oh, I'm working late tonight," when I know that you know that I'm not, you know that I'm not, but we're playing this charade of like neither of us are willing to talk about it yet, kind of thing. Is that a lie? Am I lying if I know that you know that I'm not actually? What I'm saying is not false.
Yeah, I think we're lying to ourselves, and we're lying to the story that we're telling. Yeah, it's very much like we are falsehooding for whatever reason, whether it be security, whether it be self-gain, or whatever it may be. We are telling a different story that's not actually genuine or true.
Yeah, and I don't see it as lying, though. I see that as a different thing altogether. I think it's still deceptive, and there's all sorts of problems with it.
You're right.
I don't think it's a lie. And the reason is I kind of put down lying into three requirements, three conditions for it to be considered a lie. For me, you have to be saying something that you know is not true.
Yeah.
You have to have no expectation to tell them, to ever tell them that what you're saying is not true.
Yeah.
And you have to expect that or believe that they don't know that it's not true.
Yeah, and that they found out the truth.
Without the last one, as an actor, I'm saying lines, and I'm saying, "Oh, I've got a daughter," or whatever, and I know that I don't have a daughter, and I don't have any intention of ever like telling you that I don't have a daughter, but I have an understanding that you will be watching me on screen knowing that I'm acting, and so it's not a lie because I know I have a reasonable expectation that you know that what I'm saying is a lie. In the same way that joking, like telling a joke, I went to this bar the other day and I said to the barman blah blah blah, I know that that's not true. I know that I might be telling it in a way that's like, because there's some comedians that do anecdotal storytelling where it sounds like what they're telling is a real truth, and then they twist it at the end and you realize it was a joke the whole time.
Yeah.
And that is like, I'm telling you something that I know is not true, and I believe that you don't know that it's not true, but I have an intention of telling you. You will very soon find out that what I'm telling you is not true.
Yeah.
And so it's not a lie; it's a joke.
It for me, it's still all subjective. I don't think there is an objective, and there's nuances and stuff like that. I think you're right, because like with your consideration, you should also have the understanding of what truth is, right? So you need both sides, because you can't have a lie without truth, right? And I think it's context. It's also intent. It's all of that, right? And it can be many different things, and that's why we have different cultures and different laws and stuff like that. So there's no one true answer. We're trying to find out what our subjective understanding of both lying and truth is, and that's the interesting part of this question. And what industry would fail in the world? So we're asking the subjective.
Of what lying is, I think that the first industry to fail is the judicial system.
Yeah.
Because there's no need for a trial if the person defending can't lie about things.
Yeah.
If they know that they did something and they're guilty for it, there's no need for lawyers, there's no need for a trial, there's no need for judges, there's no need for a jury. There's still need for police force, because the person can do something and run away. Knowing they're guilty, they can still try and get away, and the police have got to try and track them down, catch them, whatever, find out who did it and bring them to justice. But as soon as a person is captured for a thing and they are asked, did you do the thing, and they can't lie,
what was the question again?
If everybody woke up with unable to lie, what industry would be the first to collapse? The first to collapse, because I think a whole bunch of sales and marketing would collapse. A whole bunch of politicians and like career politicians would be unable to do their jobs. There's a whole bunch of like the stock market that would be falling down. But I think the first industry would be any sort of justice system, because there's no need to prove whether or not you did something if you can just ask them and get an objective answer.
My brain wants to say that it's possible that like it's like it would be an apocalyptic situation for sure, like, because it's the end of story, because you need both truth and lies in stories in acting. And so like the thing that I said before, which is like story is my faith, I would say that would be the end of story, because it is all true. There's no branches, there's no complexities, there's no nuances. It is all one thing. And I don't know if that's enlightenment or if that's, the end of times, but it's definitely, it's a one shot and that's it. The session would end and then that would be it. So to answer it, I agree with the judicial system. I agree, because like it's government. So it would be government, which is like major part of our story.
Avi has a good counterpoint that you still have to determine a punishment and how to handle the situation once you know. So like the justice system moves away from proving they did it. Like trials would go away, but you still need judges to judge on how they should be punished for it.
It's a perfect system. Which means it's all solved. So there's no story. There's no like, it all has to be hive mind Borg style things. We have decided that it is this, and that's it. There's no hey, I'm gonna try and do this for my own intent, my own lies, and my own context. Like it would be the end of it. Would be like, hey, let's do a one shot where no one can lie, and that's the one shot. There's no story play. Story touches everything. The reason we have government, the reason we have judicial systems is all because of story. So like even money is a story. So like it would mean the end of story, because it's like that's the end of the story. It's all true. That's it.
There's a Ricky Gervais movie called The Invention of Lying that is a
it's good.
Interesting concept.
Yeah, I want to go watch that again. I know how much you fuck with Ricky as well. So we've spoken about this in the past. Well, you don't anymore.
Less so these days. He's got some real interesting takes on some things.
Oh, okay.
Well, quite conservative views that I don't fully agree with, and that doesn't mean
two or three years ago, you were like, I fucking Yeah, 2 or 3 years ago. Fuck yeah.
I can like a lot of the things that I can still respect some of the views that he has that I do also hold, while also saying he's a problematic guy in certain areas.
Well, yeah, exactly right. Well, you wouldn't have known that 2 or 3 years ago when we talked about it, because we talked about another one of his comedies. I forget which one it was. Maybe it was the one where he can manifest things.
But yeah, interesting question. Interesting thoughts about like what careers rely heavily on lying as a thing. Like what careers, what industries are built on the back.
Can I ask you a question? After my take on it, do you think that lying is necessary?
Necessary
for existence.
What?
For existence.
Necessary for existence.
Stories.
I don't think it is. No, I don't think it is.
Even in D&D or like TTRPGs?
I think it's an inevitability, but I don't think it's a necessity.
Necessary. That's interesting. I want to chew on this a lot more. I fuck with these deeper questions. This is where it's the fucking...
It was you that showed me the reel. I thought it was AJ. Yes.
Fuck yeah.
That reel is.
Thanks, AJ.
Good question. All right. Well, we are we're finished chatting around the campfire now. We've gotten to know each other. These artificer, goblin, kobold, and this paladin with a lich's head. We've understand one another. We've recovered our hit points and spell slots and things, and we need to start putting out the fire and moving on with our quest. So
we need the head. We can't leave it with you. We need to take it.
I think we'll come to an agreement where, for instance, I'm not willing to hand this head over to just anyone. You know what it is and its power now, but I'm willing to come with you and accompany the head.
Well, welcome to the order.
Gonna hold out a vortex medallion.
Holds out his hand. He's very careful, but he's a high level paladin. He's got a lot of protections. So
fuck yeah.
He shakes his hand, and we get up to leave the short rest. Dread, one last time. Yeah. Where can people find you and enjoy all of the stuff that you do?
There should be a link tree in the chat. I'm gonna pop over to chat. I'm not gonna type anything in it. I'm just gonna say hello to everyone because they've been very good. Yeah. Oh, I got a sub too. Thank you for the gifted sub. Yeah. Join us. We're hanging out all the time in the Discord. We have my stream schedule. It fluctuates because I asked the guild if it was okay if I go chaotic, and they're like, "Fuck yeah!" And it's worked out really, really well for me to be able to jump in and out and just do life stuff, but also keep building the guild stuff. A lot of the time we're doing guild quests, guild grubbing, and I want to get back to guild hug as well. So you'll find most of my stuff going up in the Discord or Twitch. Instagram is still active. I'm not on X at all. I'm not on Blue Sky or anything like that. So I'm just going to wherever I'm naturally being attracted to when it comes to the posting stuff. YouTube, I've got some really cool videos coming out with all this sort of wisdoms and knowledge stuff that I've learned. Let's get Dragonfire in chat for any guildies here as well, please. I'm here now. But yeah, come join us if you're interested in everything that we're talking about. It's good times. We got some really cool stuff coming up as well. I'm really fucking excited for the future. I'm going to keep building every fucking day, and I swear now. So let's fucking go. Yeah.
And if you're here from the DGM community, I'm Robert Hartley GM. You can find me all over the internet, Robert Hartley GM. Dread, who's online for a raid? I like to give it the option to
fuck
my...
yeah.
I like the option to
can
my guest.
We're about to make fucking history. We're gonna be raiding together. 2 raiders. Let's fucking go. Oh,
By our armies combined.
Fine. Okay, who the fuck are we gonna bring all the fucking love to? Let's have a look. Okay, I'm scanning. I know that we've went over scanning. Give me a sec. Scanning. I love raiding smaller streamers because it's kind of like one of those things where they just don't expect the hype that we bring in. We could come in and raid Rin and blow up Rin's stream. That would be fucking fun. Yo. Let's go with Classic Sam. And let's like bring a big fucking amount of hype and love to Sam. I got to meet Sam at Gen Con with Nerdwitch as well. And Sam is doing some amazing work. I've said this to Sam as well. They have a podcast where they talk to TTRPG and people in the community, and they're really like doing exactly what Rob's doing here with Short Rest. They're finding out the stories of people that are trying to grow this beautiful thing, and I fuck with it so hard. Sam and Nerdwitch are amazing folk that I got to spend time at Guild Hug with.
Sam literally just finished while you were talking.
No, okay, then
But definitely go check out Classic Sam.
Yeah, go check out Classic Sam. Okay.
Classic Sam was a huge supporter of the Robert Hartley Gym as well.
Fuck
in
yeah.
the days was like here all the time, gifting out all sorts of subs and things, and very big supporter.
Well, fuck yeah. Well, let's
We got the Mandy, we got Scarlet 64, we got Crown GM, we got Rin Vixen, Total Party Chill.
Chill. I think they might be VODed.
Nerdwitch is on.
I fucking Nerdwitch is on. All right, let's go to Nerdwitch. What's Nerdwitch doing? Writers group. Fuck yeah. Let's raid in hard. All the Dragonfire, all the hearts. And let's fucking celebrate that Nerdwitch is creating stuff. Here. Fuck yeah. Massive fucking raid. All the fucking love. When we get in there, let's just fucking, we need to be the hypest that we've ever been. We don't let Nerdwitch win. Especially when it's a conjoined fight like this, they have to yield the fight. Usually have like battle music that I play before my raids, by the way, Ver. So like you can get on that.
People hyped up. I mean, if you need
we get really hyped up.
I just casually wander in and still beat you.
Yeah, so. No, you would like. I have to ignite hearts. That's what I have to do, Ver.
Thank you very much for joining us around the campfire, everybody. See you in the next one. I'll be streaming tomorrow and more streams to come. And then there'll be a little bit of a gap in mid-October while I'm traveling to PAX in Melbourne and Tasmania. So there'll be less streams for a little bit. Just keep an eye on the schedule for when it happens. Head over to DGM for all of the fun things, and I'll see you in the next one. Catch these. Thank you very much for being here, everybody.
Really
Thank
well.
you, Dread, for being here too. I'll see you all.
I fucking love you, bro.
One. Also, one
Let's
last
fucking
thing.
go.
Beep! Hello, YouTube viewer. Have you followed me on Twitch yet? It's free, and it lets you know when I'm going live, so you can join in all of the fun as it's happening.